Let's meet the starters for today's game. First for Santa Ana. Leading off at second base, number 1, Thomas Williams. In left field, number 6, Jake Long. In center field, number 4, Jimmy DeAnda. At first base, number 7, Mikey Rocha. At third base, number 10, Matthew Dobson. Designated hitter, number 13.
Back here at Fred Hoover Field, it's game number 2. A win or go home situation for your Santa Ana Dons as they will take on the Rustlers of Golden West College. Welcome everybody to the broadcast. I'm Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. In case you missed it, Dons played earlier today here of the first game of the 3C2A Super Regionals. However, fell to the Santa Barbara City College Vaqueros by a score of 18-1. Yes, 18-1 was the final score. So because the Dons lost, they're going to take on the host of this 3C2A Super Regional, Golden West College, a team that they're very familiar with, both teams from the Orange Empire Conference.
At shortstop, number 3, Robert Castillo. At second base, number 7, Rocco.
So they're announcing the starting lineups for both the teams here down on the field. Again, it's game number 2 of this game number 2 of this 3C2A Super Regionals.
The Rustlers are led by head coach Drew Ramos.
The Dons earned the number 6 seed here in the Southern California Regional Playoffs, while the Golden West Rustlers earned the number 3 seed. They're the ones hosting the 3C2A Regional. Santa Barbara City, the third team here. They have the rest of the day off after defeating Santa Ana 18-1 in the first game, so Santa Ana will need to win in order to keep their postseason hopes alive. Again, thanks for tuning into the broadcast. Wherever you may be tuning in from, we're about 4 minutes away from first pitch. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineups for the visiting Dons, as Thomas Williams will start things off, playing second and batting first. In the 2 spot, it's left fielder Jake Long. Batting third and playing center is Jimmy Leanda. Mikey Rocha will be playing first and batting fourth. Matthew Dobson in the 5 spot, playing third. Keon Sanchez will be doing the DH, batting 6. Carson Case in the 7 spot, batting 9th. In the 8 spot is the catcher Abel Castrejón, and in the 9 spot is Christian Altamirano. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first.
Back here at Fred Hoover Field, it's game number 2 of this action-packed weekend here at Golden West College. The number 3 seed Golden West Rustlers hosting the 3C2A Super Regional, the second round of the playoffs. The Golden West Rustlers defeated San Diego City in the first round, needing only 2 games in that best-of-3 series, while the Dons did the same with El Camino College last weekend. So both teams advanced. Santa Barbara City also advanced here in this bracket. They defeated Santa Ana College in Game 1 of this weekend. So depending how things shake out, it could lay out the rest of the weekend for us. If Santa Ana were to win, Golden West would play Santa Barbara City tomorrow in the first game of the afternoon. But if Santa Ana loses, they will be eliminated from the playoffs, and it would become a best-of-3 series between Golden West and Santa Barbara City. On the mound for the Golden West Rustlers is A.J. Hernandez, a left-hander wearing number 41. Made 3 starts on the season for the Rustlers this year. As I mentioned, he wears number 41. Pitches from the left side, and he's from Fullerton High School. Let's get you the starting defense for the Rustlers. As behind the plate, it'll be Aiden Garcia. At third base, it's Dylan Lena. At shortstop, it's Robert Castillo. At second, it's Rocco Caballero. And at first base, it's Andrew Kirchner. In left field, Don Porter. In center, Caleb Duncan. And in right field, Jack Salmon. So that's your starting defense. For the host Rustlers, again, they earned the number 3 seed after winning the Orange Empire Conference. They went 15-6 in Orange Empire Conference play, but the only series they lost in Orange Empire Conference play was to these very same Santa Ana Dons. Those games went 8-7, 9-7, and then 1-0 in favor of Golden West, so they got the third and final game of that regular season series. A lot has changed since then. That was a week before the spring break that they had, both teams had from Orange Empire Conference play. As you hear a nice applause for the start of this game. Again, both teams local from the area, so expect a good size fan base for both these teams, Santa Ana and Golden West. Here's the first pitch to Thomas Williams, catches the bottom half of the zone. Again, Golden West won the Orange Empire Conference. First time since 2015, and before that, you'd have to go back to 2005. Also catches the zone, 0-2. Some off-speed stuff that we're seeing from A.J. Hernandez. It's the third time that Golden West has won the Orange Empire Conference in their program history. This one poked up the middle, and not going to be able to get a glove on it is the second baseman, so it's a leadoff single to start the game for Thomas Williams.
Now batting left fielder, number 6, Jake Long.
So that'll bring up the left fielder, and there's a little switch in the lineup from game 1 to game 2 for Santa Ana College. Usually it's Carson Case that bats in that 2 spot. However, Tom Nils, the 9th-year head coach, selected to go with Jake Long, the left fielder. Small lead over at first for Williams, and this first pitch misses outside to Jake Long. 1-0 the count. The Rustlers are led by 3rd-year head coach Andrew Ramos. He's really turned this program around since taking over. Runner on first, nobody out. This one fouled back into the netting here. It's a 1-1 count to the left fielder, Jake Long. Long started 34 games this season for the Santa Ana Dons. At the beginning of the season, it was both him and Riker Billingsley fighting for that starting spot in left field. Long emerged as the starter. The freshman from Lucerna pops this one into shallow left field. Going back as a third baseman, he drops it, and so Thomas Williams will advance to second. The ball skips away from the second baseman, and wow, things not starting ideal for the Rustlers. Williams gets all the way to third, so they'll score that E5. Third baseman had it at least off the glove, and then on the throw over to second, that allowed Thomas Williams to get over to third. Staying at first was Jake Long. So an error by Dylan Lena. And now the corners, well, third baseman will be in. Again, it's Dylan Lena at third. At short, it's Castillo. At second, it's Caballero. And at first base, it's Kirchner. Behind the plate, Aiden Garcia. First and third, nobody out for Jimmy Leanda. Breaking ball misses outside, and it's a 1-0 count to the center fielder. Jimmy Leanda, first team All-Orange Empire Conference. Thought he had a chance to win co-MVP. However, he was edged out by Trevor Schmidt over at Fullerton College, and then the right fielder you see here today at Golden West, Jack Salmon. Both those players won the co-MVP for the Orange Empire Conference. Jack Salmon and Trevor Schmidt. 1-1 the count to center fielder Jimmy Leanda, the sophomore from Mater Dei. Small lead by Long over there at first. Adrian Hernandez comes set, deals to the plate, misses outside. It's now a 2-1 count. Again, thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. Two very familiar teams, both in the Orange Empire Conference. One finished in first, the other one finished tied for second. Hernandez comes set, misses down in the dirt, and it's now a 3-1 count to the center fielder. On deck is the first baseman, Mikey Rocha. Again, this inning started off with a single by Thomas Williams. Then Jake Long followed. Should have been out number 1, however, Dylan Lena dropped the pop-up in shallow left field. That's a walk, a 5-pitch walk to Jimmy Leonda, and now the bases are loaded. So again, it was a crazy start to the day with Santa Barbara City College winning 18-1 over Santa Ana College in game number 1. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Now Golden West will take on Santa Ana. However, Golden West getting off to a slow start. The bases are loaded, nobody out. A very dangerous hitter in Mikey Rocha up at the plate. Second on the team with 4 home runs. Third on the team with, leads the team with 43 RBIs, excuse me. First pitch misses down, 1-0 the count. Misses. Not by much, but it's ruled a ball. 2-0 the count to the first baseman, Mikey Rocha. It was a day to forget for pretty much everyone in the lineup for the Dons. Rocha went 0 for 3 with the walk in the Game 1 loss to Santa Barbara City. That's 3 straight balls now in this AB by A.J. Hernandez. If you're going back to the last AB as well, that's 6 straight. Bases loaded, nowhere left to put Rocha, nobody out. A ground ball does get them 2. Catches the outer half, it's a 3-1 count. Hernandez comes set. This one hit high into left field, going back as the left fielder. He's going to watch this one hit the top of the fence. That's a home run. A home run here in the top of the first. A grand slam off the bat of Mikey Rocha. So I guess all the offense that disappeared in game number 1 shows up early on here in game number 2. A single followed by an error, followed by a walk, followed by a grand slam off the bat of Mikey Rocha. Quickly, it's a 4-0 lead for Santa Ana College here in the top of the first. Still nobody out. This one catches the zone. First pitch strike to Matthew Dobson. Again, if you just missed it, Santa Barbara City defeated Santa Ana College 18-1, in which the Dons really couldn't, going into that 9th inning, only had 2 hits in the entire game. However, the bat's alive here early on in this game against a familiar opponent. These two teams had 3 conference games in the regular season against one another. Dons took 2 of 3, but that was back in March. A lot has changed since then. Breaking ball misses outside, 2-2 the count. Dobson put together some tough ABs against Jake Villar, who was on the mound for Santa Barbara City. He had a triple, then worked 2 walks. Went 1 for 2 in the afternoon. This one misses the outer half. It's a 3-2 count. Here's the 3-2 from Hernandez. This one misses outside as well. So it looks like Hernandez getting a little squeezed there. Thought that last pitch might have caught the outer half. So now looks like there's going to be a mound visit between the pitching coach here at Golden West. Little interesting decision that the Rustlers decided to go with A.J. Hernandez instead of Alex Ramos, their ace. Ramos started 7 games for the Rustlers this season, had 1 complete game and 1 shutout. Finished with a record of 10-2 and an ERA of 1.67. A.J. Hernandez, on the other hand, only made 3 starts. He had 14 appearances out of the pen. 29 innings of work. He gave up 28 hits, 12 earned runs, 17 walks, and 19 strikeouts. The freshman out of Fullerton, pitching in a big playoff game here. Always interesting to see how teams manage their pitching staffs here in the postseason. Even the Dons elected not to use their ace, Jackson Andeal, in the first game today, and it came back to bite them. They went with Haas Fragoso, and Haas got roughed up, gave up 6 runs in the 2nd inning. Brady Schrank gave up 1 in the 7th as well. And they were in the 7-0 hole early on in the game. This one hit into right field. Salmon's going to camp under it. And so going back to first is Dobson. And Keon Sanchez is the first recorded out. So that'll bring up the right fielder, Carson Case, hitting from the left side. Batting in the 7th spot in this game. First pitch to Case on the inner half. That's strike 1. Dobson over there at first. Not a big threat to run. 7 of 9 on stolen base attempts this season. This one misses up. 1-1. 1 out. Runner on first. Last start for A.J. Hernandez came back on February 27th, so it's been a minute. That was against Mount San Jacinto. This one hit softly into foul territory on the right side. It moves the count now to 1-2. All his appearances in the conference play came in relief for A.J. Hernandez. Pitched 1 inning last weekend against San Diego City in their 14-6 win on Saturday. This is a 1-2. This one skips away from Garcia. Dobson, round second. Ooh, thought he might have had a chance to take third, but he stays put at second and advances on the wild pitch. So runner in scoring position. Still a lot of game left to be played. Here's the 2-2 to Case. A.J. Hernandez, lefty on lefty matchup. Freshman versus sophomore up at the plate. This one swung on and missed. An off-speed pitch. Case was over the top on it. And that's out number 2. Good pitch there by A.J. Hernandez. There's 2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Abel Castrejón. Abel's a freshman from Tustin High School. We mentioned back in game 1 that both he, Connor Deach, and Isaac Fernandez split time between catching duties for Santa Ana this year. He started 15 games for the Dons. Deach got the majority of the starts with 20 on the season. This one catches the inner half. Castrejón hits from the left side, so kind of surprised to see the lefty hitting against the starting lefty pitcher for the Rustlers. Castrejón does have the better bat. Connor Deach does have the better arm. This one plunks Castrejón in the hip. So he gets hit. Takes the 90 feet. Stroll to first base. Runners on first and second, and that'll bring up Christian Altamirano. So it's the shortstop, the freshman from Brea Olinda High School. Castrojon at first, Dobson at second. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Dons already have a 4-0 lead off of 2 hits, one of those being a grand slam off the bat of Mikey Rocha. There's a nice first pitch strike there by A.J. Hernandez. 0-1 the count. This one misses high and wide. Next pitch will be number 30 for A.J. Hernandez in this inning alone. Back in the regular season, in those 3 games against Santa Ana College, A.J. Hernandez didn't have an outing. This one misses wide. 2-1 the count. Hernandez had 2 appearances against Riverside, so maybe that's for a reason for not facing Santa Ana during the regular season. This one poked into shallow center. Caleb Duncan will catch it in shallow center for out number 3. But the Dons strike first here at Fred Hoover Field. They put up 4 runs thanks to the grand slam by Mikey Rocha. They did strand 2 runners on. Nonetheless, they have a 4-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Again, it's the second round of the postseason. The 3C2A Super Regionals here in the Southern California region, hosted by Golden West College. 4 teams got to host. Golden West was one of the 4. They earned the number 3 seed after going 15-6 in the Orange Empire Conference. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineup for the home Rustlers. Caleb Duncan will be playing center and leading things off. In the 2 spot, it's the catcher Aiden Garcia. Zek Samayoa is batting third and playing the DH. At first and batting in the 4 spot is Andrew Kirchner. Batting 5th and playing third base is Dylan Lena. Jack Salmon is playing right field and batting in the 6th spot. In the 7 hole, it's Robert Castillo, the shortstop. In the 8th spot, it's Rocco Caballero. And batting 9th, rounding off the lineup for the Rustlers, is left fielder Dom Porter. On the mound, it's big number 45, the lefty from Orange Lutheran High School, Jackson Andeal. Jackson Andeal is a sophomore and was a freshman last year. That was a big part of the run to the state championship. Both he and Haas Fragoso, as freshmen, emerged as the team's 1 and 2 starters in the postseason and came up time and time again for the Dons in the postseason, coming up with quality starts. This year as a sophomore, started 14 games for the Dons, finished with a record of 7-2 and an ERA of 3.38. In 72 innings of work, he's only given up 35 hits, 27 earned runs, 49 walks, which have been an issue, and 73 strikeouts. Hitters are only hitting 146 against him. He has a nasty 2-seam fastball and a sharp slider that both runs in to right-handed hitters and away from lefties. Work both sides of the plate. Defense for your Dons: Abel Castrojon behind the plate, Matthew Dobson at third, Altamirano at short, Williams at second, Rocha at first.
Leading off for your Rustlers, center fielder, number 8.
In the outfield, it's Jake Long. Center field is manned by Jimmy Leanda, and in right field, it's Carson Case. So Caleb Duncan will lead things off here in the home half of the first inning, wearing number 8, batting from the right side. Yeah, thanks for tuning into Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Duncan is a redshirt freshman from Goodyear, Arizona. First pitch misses. This one misses down and in as well. One thing to keep an eye on for Andeal, he does issue a lot of walks. That has been an issue this season, so he's going to try and limit the free passes here in today's start. This one catches the outer half, 2-1 the count. Two one misses, 3-1 the count. to Caleb Duncan. This one, check swing, and it's fouled back into the net here at Fred Hoover Field. Full count now to the leadoff hitter. Aiden Garcia, the catcher, on deck. Here's the 3-2 from Andeal. This one swung on and missed. A two-seamer up in the zone that Duncan couldn't chase or couldn't catch up to, and it's out number one.
Now batting catcher, number 2, Aiden Garcia.
So one out in the inning. That'll bring up the left-handed hitting catcher, Aiden Garcia, wearing number 2. Rustlers are in their green uniforms with the white pants, while the Dons are still in their reds with the grays pants. Garcia started all 42 games for the Rustlers this season. Not an easy thing to do behind the plate. Very durable catcher at that. 1-1 the count. And Deal working relatively quickly. This one misses the zone. It's now 2-1 to the sophomore from San Dimas High School. This one hit into the air, into left center. Down there, not going to have to go very far. Reaches up and makes the grab for out number 2.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 13, Zach Samayoa.
So that'll bring up Zach Samayoa, the DH, batting in the 3 spot. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. This one misses up. 1-0 the count to Samayoa. And Andeal's last start against El Camino College went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts on the way to the victory. A 6-1 victory for Santa Ana College last Friday. This one fouled off towards the pool. 1-1 the count. In the regular season matchup against Golden West, Andeal pitched game number 3. Went 7 clean innings, only gave up 3 hits, no runs, and was a non-factor in the final decision. Did walk 2 batters and strike out 7 as the Dons lost 1-0. 1-2 the count. Here's the 1-2 from Andeal. This one runs away, a little low as well. 2-2 the count. On deck is Andrew Kirchner, first baseman. Here's the 2-2, and this one swung on and missed. So 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the first for Jackson Andeal as the Dons are able to work a clean 1-2-3 inning. They still have a 4-0 lead. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Top of the second coming up here at Fred Hoover Field. Dons already have a 4-0 lead over the Rustlers of Golden West College. It's game number 2 of this 3C 2A Super Regionals. A.J. Hernandez started on the mound for the Rustlers. He will be back out here in the second inning. Gave up that grand slam off the bat of Mikey Rocha that pushed the Dons across or ahead 4-0. Again, I'm Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Good size turnout here at Fred Hoover Field. beautiful day for baseball. Temperatures in the low 70s here in the city of Huntington Beach. Thomas Williams will lead things off here in the top of the second as the Dons set 9 to the plate in the home half of the first. First pitch to Williams, misses down. Good to see that the Dons have a lot of energy in the third base dugout after that shellacking that they took in game number 1 of the Super Regionals, losing 18-1 to Santa Barbara City College. They get to relax for the rest of the day and await either the winner or the loser of this game. This one misses wide, so 3 straight. Easy takes here for Thomas Williams, a sophomore from Ocean View High School. This one does catch the bottom half. 3-1 the count to the second baseman. Williams played a lot early on in the season last year as a freshman. However, an injury kept him out. He watches ball 4 miss, a 5-pitch walk to lead off the inning. Williams was a part of the team, however, just didn't get to play due to an injury during conference play and during postseason. But Williams trying to make the most of his sophomore year, his second year here with Santa Ana College. That'll bring up the left-handed hitting left fielder, Jake Long, freshman from Lucerna High School over in the city of Whittier. This one misses down. Williams, 7 of 12 in stolen base attempts this season. This one nearly hits Long. Misses very inside. It's a now 2-0 count. Dylan Lena playing in on the grass about 9 steps over from third base. Infield playing Jake Long to shift. The shortstop Castillo about 3 steps to the left of second base. 2-1 the count after this one catches the inner half. So 3 infielders on the right side. A lot of space over there on that left side of Jake Long's season outside pitch. Here's a move over to first. Kirchner applies a tag, but Williams is back in safely. We saw Thomas Williams get picked off at second by starter Jake Villar for Santa Barbara City. Hernandez is going to throw over there once again. 2-1 the count to Jake Long. The starter for Santa Barbara City, Jake Villar, actually picked off 2 runners. Matthew Dobson while he was at first and Thomas Williams while he was at second. This one's foul tipped off the glove of Aiden Garcia. 2-2 the count. Aiden Garcia behind the plate. Dylan Lena at third. At short, it's Robert Castillo. At second, Rocco Caballero. And Andrew Kirchner over at first. We'll get you the outfield after this pitch. The 2-2 from Hernandez misses in the dirt, 3-2. In left field, it's Don Porter. In center, Caleb Duncan. And in right field, Jack Salmon. This will be pitch number 43 for A.J. Hernandez. This one hit on the ground to the right side. It's Caballero who throws over to short for 1. Not in time on the way back to first, so it's a fielder's choice. Score that 4-6. 1 out in the inning. Runner still on first.
Now batting number 4, Jimmy Deanda.
So 1 out, runner on first here in the top of the second. Jimmy Deanda watches the first pitch in there for a strike in that bottom inside quadrant. Jake Long, 1 for 3 in stolen base attempts this season. This one misses down and in. Off speed pitch there by Hernandez. Try to get Deanda to chase something outside the zone. Down, reached on an error. No, excuse me, he drew a walk in his first AB. This one misses in the dirt, and it's a 2-1 count to the center fielder. It was Jake Long who reached on an error back in the first inning. It was a high pop-up into shallow left field that gave Dylan Lena some problems. Tough play for the third baseman. Here's the 2-1 to the Anda, an off-speed pitch that he barely fouled tips at home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first, 1 out in the top of the second. Santa Ana, the number 6 seed. The Golden West, the number 3 seed. Here's the 2-2 to the Anda. This one hit on the ground to third. Lena comes up with it cleanly. Over to Caballero at second. Over to first in time. So a 5-4-3 double play that gets them out of the inning. So nice job of A.J. Hernandez to keep the Dons off the scoreboard there in that half of the inning, thanks to a double play ball that was started off by Dylan Lena. Dons still lead 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and update you on some scores from around the 3C2A. Again, there was a very important game number 1s across the 3C2A in the Southern California region. In Southern California, it was Saddleback that defeated Fullerton College by a score of 6-1. So Fullerton will have to now take on Cerritos College in a win or go home scenario. Long Beach defeated Riverside City College, excuse me, and now Riverside will be playing in a win or go home scenario against Palomar. And in the other game, Mount SAC defeated Cuesta College, so Cuesta will have one more game today in order to keep their postseason hopes alive. So the 4 winners of game number 1s here in the Super Regionals: Santa Barbara, Mount SAC, Long Beach City, and Saddleback College. Riverside will take on Cerritos. Cuesta will take on Palomar. Santa Ana obviously taking on Golden West here. And Fullerton will be taking on LA Valley. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Jackson Andeal on the mound for your Santa Ana Dons.
Leading off for Golden West, number 29, Andrew Kirchner.
It'll be the first baseman, Andrew Kirchner, to lead things off. Kirchner started 40 games for the Rustlers this season. Batted .311. Left-handed hitting first baseman, fouls the first pitch off. Kirchner was third on the team with 9 home runs. This one also fouled off towards the left side. 0-2 the count. Team that hit for a lot of power, 60 home runs on the season in comparison to the 26 that the Dons hit. Now 27 after that Rocha grand slam earlier in the top of the first. Ooh, slider misses bottom half. Jackson Andeal had a long look at the home plate one. Umpire after that. 1-2 the count. Good spot to miss. A tough take there by Kirchner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one rolled over softly to the first baseman, Rocha. So the Rustler first baseman grounds out to the Dons first baseman. 3 unassisted for out number 1.
Now batting third baseman, number 23, Dylan Lena.
That'll bring up the third baseman, Dylan Lena. Lena hits from the right side. Where's number 23? Misses in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Lena's a sophomore from St. John Bosco over in the city of Bellflower. Coming down the 605 to the 405 to the 10 Golden West. Here's the 1-0. This one misses upstairs. It's a 2-ball, no strike count. Lena started 36 games for the Rustlers this season. Hit .271. Tied for third with 9 home runs. So a lot of power in that right-handed bat. Here's the 3-0. This one does barely catch the outer half. 3-1. The right fielder, Jack Salmon, on deck. This one runs away and high for ball 4. So the first walk we've seen Jackson Andeal issue, we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast that that's an issue for the lefty. That's now 50 walks on the season that Jackson Andeal has given up in 73 innings of work. Small lead over there at first by Lena. Here's the first pitch to Jack Salmon. Misses upstairs. 1-0 the count. Jack Salmon, the co-MVP of the Orange Empire Conference, along with Trevor Schmidt. Played in all 42 games for the Rustlers this season. Leads the team in a lot of different categories. 2-0 the count. Lefty on lefty matchup. This one runs upstairs and inside. Dylan Lena now going to take second on the passed ball. That one was in Castrejón glove and squeezed out. 3-0 the count. Runner on second, so runner in scoring position for the Rustlers. Looking to claw their way back into this one. This one in the dirt, so a 4-pitch walk to Jackson Andeal. Back-to-back walks issued here by the lefty. Looks like some Thundersticks have made an appearance here at Fred Hoover Field.
Now batting shortstop, number 3, Robert Castillo.
So now we're going to get an early mound visit from pitching coach George Calejo. Going to be the shortstop, Robert Castillo. Next batter that Jackson Andeal will face. Castillo on the season also started all 42 games. 4 different players started all 42 games for the Rustlers. Castillo hit .307, drove in 31 RBIs, and has a chance to pick up 1, maybe 2 more if he's able to find a gap. Calejo talking with Castrejón and Jackson Andeal. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Mound visit is over. Runners on first and second. Lena at second. Salmon at first. Rustler home crowd making some noise here. This one fouled off to the right side. Castillo, wearing number 3, hitting from the right side. This one swung on and missed over the top of it. He's also a sophomore from San Dimas, so teammates with catcher Aiden Garcia, the two coming to Golden West together after playing in high school. Here's the 0-2. This one spiked in the dirt and gets away from Castrejón. Takes a big hop over there to the backstop. Each runner will advance 90 feet, so another wild pitch. Another thing that Jackson Andeal is prone to. It's now the 17th wild pitch on the season for Jackson Andeal. It definitely makes the catcher sweat behind the plate. Big strikeout potential, but also a lot of wild pitch potential as well. Here's the 1-2. This one swung on a miss, squirts out of the glove by Castrejón. He has to throw over to first in time. Lena stays put at third. So score that a strikeout. 2-3 on the putout for out number 2.
Now batting second baseman, number 7, Rocco Caballero.
So that'll bring up the second baseman, Rocco Caballero. wearing number 7, hitting from the right side. This one hit into center field. Jimmy Leonda's going to race in, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So that's the 3rd and final out. A line drive to center, hard hit, but right to a guy. We saw Santa Ana do a lot of that back in game number 1 today against Santa Barbara City. So the Rustlers get 2 guys on, but they strand both of them, both in scoring position. We move over to the top of the 3rd. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Top of the 3rd inning here for Santa Ana. It'll be 4, 5, 6 due up in this half of the inning. Again, thanks for tuning into Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. AJ Hernandez still on the mound for the Rustlers. Has thrown 47 pitches thus far in 2 innings of work. Was able to get a huge double play ball to end the 2nd inning. First pitch is in there for a strike to Mikey Rocha. Rocha hit that grand slam and has 4 RBIs in today's game. Saw the ball really well last weekend against El Camino College. Went 0 for 3 in the first game today against Santa Barbara City. One and 1 the count. Rocha had to spring into action last season, play a lot of shortstop down the stretch for the injured Thomas Williams. It was interesting to see him at the beginning of the season play and start at first base after playing pretty much the last 30 to 35 games of the season for the Dons last year as a freshman at shortstop. However, a lot of versatility for the infielder. This one hit hard into left field. That's going to fall. At least a single. He's going to round the bag, look for 2, but he's going to go retreat back to first. So he has a home run and a single. Nice way to start the day if you're Mikey Rocha, the sophomore from East Lake High School. Again, want to shout out Mikey Rocha's family, too. Last weekend when we were calling the games against El Camino, I believe it was one of his family members that came up to me and said that they listen to all the games that they can't come out to. So, again, appreciate the Rocha family from listening all the way in San Diego. First pitch to Dobson. Misses outside. 1-0 the count. Dobson worked 2 walks in the loss to Santa Barbara City earlier today. He also worked a walk back in the first inning, so 3 walks in 2 different games. There's a trio of sophomores here for the Santa Ana Dons. Leanda, Rocha, and Dobson all started down the stretch in the playoffs for the Dons last season as they went on to win the 3C 2A state championship. It was a sophomore-heavy lineup. However, those 3 freshmen contributed time and time again. Dobson's going to show bunt, now pulls back. 3-1 the count after that one's in there on the outer half. Both Dobson and Rocha came up with big home runs in the first round last year when they took on the College of the Desert Roadrunners. This one hit high up into the air, but not very far. Coming in from center field is Caleb Duncan. Camps under it for out number 1.
Now batting, designated hitter number 13, Keon Sanchez.
So that'll bring up the number 6 hitter, Keon Sanchez, wearing number 13, the freshman from Canyon Crest. A few players from the San Diego area. Keon Sanchez, Mikey Rocha, who's over at first. Joey Iglesias, a closer, one of the arms out of the bullpen. Move over to first. Kirchner had to go a couple steps. Tried the hit and ball trick. However, to no avail. But yeah, a few guys in this lineup, a few guys in the bullpen and on pitching staff that are from the San Diego area. Tom Nils knows how to get those guys over to Santa Ana College. This one misses in the dirt. Rocha thought about going, but has to scurry on back to first. 1-0 the count. This one misses outside. 2-0 the count. Sanchez flew out to right field in his first AB. He ended the regular season on a 7-game hitting streak. Came up hitless in that first game against El Camino last Friday. However, went 4 for 6 in that 17-7 victory last Saturday over El Camino College. Here's the 3-0 to the DH. This one catches the bottom half. It's now a 3-1 count. On deck is the right fielder, Carson Case. One out here in the top of the third. Don's lead 4-0. This one catches the outer half. It's now a 3-2 count. Runner on first, 1 out. Be interesting to see if they decide to run Mikey Rocha in this scenario here. Might be tough with the lefty on the mound. AJ Hernandez comes set. Gonna deliver home. Runner does take off. This one's poked out into foul territory on the right side, and Rocha will have to go back to first. We'll do it again, 3-2. Kirchner holding the runner at first. Middle infield and double play depth. They're going to throw over to first to check on Mikey Rocha. He's back in there with the slide. Here's the 3-2. Keon Sanchez hits this one into the air, into shallow right field. Going to stay in fair territory. What a play from Caballero, the second baseman. Thought that was going to be a tough play for Kirchner. However, out of nowhere, Caballero came from the second base position. Made a sliding grab for out number 2.
Now batting number 5, Carson Case.
So some pretty good defense we're seeing here by Golden West. 2 outs. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Carson Case. Breaking ball misses inside and a little low. 1-0 the count. On deck is the catcher, Abel Castellajon. This one also misses inside, so they're trying to attack that inner half to Carson Case. And these two teams very familiar with each other, both from the Orange Empire Conference. This one poked right into center field, and it's going to fall for a single. So a 2-out single. Caleb Duncan gets it in quickly, so Rocha will have to stay put at second. But the runners move station to station. 2-out single there by Carson Case, and at least brings up the catcher, Abel Casadejón.
Catcher, number 32, Abel Castrejón.
Abel hits from the left side. Was hit by a pitch in his first AB. Checks his swing, and it's going to be a soft grounder to Caballero at second. Fumbles it momentarily. Throws it over to first in time. Way to stay with it, as the second baseman was able to record the final out. Made things interesting, but out number 3 regardless. Dons get 2 runners on, however, they strand both of them. We head to the bottom of the third. Dons lead 4-0. Again, thanks for tuning into Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Back here for the bottom of the third inning. 9-1-2 due up in this half of the inning for the Rustlers. Again, thanks for tuning into Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. I'm Noah Alvarez. Another beautiful day for baseball. Temperature sitting at 71 degrees in the city of Huntington Beach. Dons lead 4-0 thanks to a grand slam hit in the top of the first by Mikey Rocha, the first baseman.
Now batting, left fielder, number 5, Don Porter.
Jackson Andeal still on the mound. And that's the first time we're seeing of left fielder Dom Porter. Starting left fielder today, wearing number 5. Starting in 12 games for the Rustlers. This one's hit high up into the air in foul territory. Rocha got to camp under this one for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Again, the Rustlers won the Orange Empire Conference in the regular season. Their one series loss came against Santa Ana College. That was back in the beginning of conference play, the 3rd conference series of the year for both these teams. Dons took 2 of 3. They won the first 2 and then lost the final one. If you go back to last year as well, Dons took 2 of 3. The Rustlers won game number 1 last season back in 2023. So the Dons have gotten the Rustlers' number the last 4 of the last 6 games they faced off against one another. Here's the 0-2 from Andeal, working relatively quickly, spikes that fastball into the dirt, and it's now a 1-2 count. Next pitch will be number 37 for Jackson Andeal, sophomore from Orange Lutheran High School. This one also in the dirt. 2-2 the count. Ran into some trouble back in the 2nd inning after issuing 2 back-to-back walks. However, he was able to get a strikeout and then a line out as this one swung on and missed. Duncan couldn't touch it. That's the 2nd strikeout of the game for the center fielder. And that's out number 2 here in the top of the 3rd.
Now batting catcher number 2, Aiden Garcia.
So that'll bring up the left-handed hitting catcher, Aiden Garcia. The duo from San Dimas, both him and Robert Castillo played high school together and came to Golden West College together as he fouls this one off to the right side. 0-1 the count. A couple other players from San Dimas as well, both in the bullpen. Alex Ramos and Jake Ferretti. 1-1 the count. This one misses down and away. 2-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. This one swung on, hit pretty well into left center, right center. Leanda going to range to his left and make the catch. That's out number 3. So Rustlers go down 1-2-3. An efficient inning for Jackson Andeel. Only needed 9 pitches to get out of that inning. So it looks like there's a new pitcher to tell you about. Wearing number 33, it's a big lefty, 6'5", standing at 240 pounds, a sophomore from Dana Hills. It's Grant Ferris. So he'll come in relief of A.J. Hernandez. A.J. Hernandez's day is done after 67 pitches. Did give up 4 runs, all of which came in the top of the first. After that, he only allowed 2 base hits to the Dons. That both came in the third inning. So the sophomore from Dana Hills High School made 15 appearances for the Rustlers this season. Finished with a record of 0-1, an ERA of 3.14. In 14 innings of work, he gave up 11 hits, 5 earned runs, 17 walks, and 14 strikeouts. Hitters hit .212 against Grant Ferris. Again, the big lefty that's on the mound, 6'5" from Dana Hills High School. Always interesting to see where these players come from and how many players are from out of the area. It'll be 9-1-2 due up in this half of the inning for the Dons here in the top of the 4th. They lead 4-0. Christian Altamirano will be the first one to face the new pitcher. Then Thomas Williams, followed by Jake Long. So the Rustlers are deciding to go with another lefty.
Leading off our center and a shortstop, number 3, Christian Altamirano.
So here's the first pitch we'll see from Grant Ferris. This one hit into center field, but Caleb Duncan's going to be right there. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Back at the top of the lineup for the Dons, second baseman, number 1, Thomas Williams.
We'll trend things over to the top of the lineup. Thomas Williams is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Drew a walk in his last AB. This one catches the inner half. That's strike 1. This one runs away from Williams. 2-seamer from the lefty, running away to the right-handed hitter. 1-1 the count. Top of the 4th inning, 1 out. Nobody on. This one hit hard into left field. Is it going to stay fair? And it's a foul. So just foul for Thomas Williams, so he'll have to do it again. Now 1 and 2, made solid contact on it. He's going to have to keep it within the foul lines. A.J. Hernandez's day is done after going 3 innings. Gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and struck out 1 batter. We mentioned earlier, used 67 pitches. This breaking ball misses down. A lot of movement on that breaking ball. Here's the 2-2 from Ferris. This one's poked out foul towards the right side, so good approach there, but just to foul that one off by Thomas Williams. Sophomore is a tough out. Only struck out 11 times this season. Time called by the home plate umpire. Looks like we're ready for action once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on base here in the top of the 4th. This one fouled off to the left side. That was a nasty slider. Ran in towards the back foot of Williams. He was just able to pull that one foul towards the third base side. Ferris last pitched against Orange Coast back on April 26th, the final regular season game of the season. Pitched 2/3 of the inning, gave up 1 hit, and struck out 2 batters. This one, a power fastball up and above the zone, but Williams wasn't able to lay off of it, and that's strike number 3. Out number 2.
Now batting left fielder, number 6, Jake Long.
So Grant also didn't pitch against Santa Ana College. There's a theme here. Maybe head coach Ramos wanted to go with some arms that Santa Ana hasn't seen this season when they faced off against each other in the regular season. Both A.J. Hernandez and Grant Ferris didn't pitch against Santa Ana in the 3 regular season games. This one runs outside, 2-0 the count. This one catches the bottom half of the zone. 2-1 the count. Ferris's longest outing. He had 3 outings of 1 1/3 of an inning as this one's fouled off to the left side. I'm sure Coach Ramos is expecting Ferris to give maybe at least 2 innings here as he brought him in into the top of the 4th. Get him to maybe the 6th inning. Here's the 2-2, a slider. Misses in the dirt. Good block there by catcher Garcia. But it's now a full count to the left fielder, Jake Long. Again, infield shift is on. Caballero playing at about the edge of the outfield grass. Here's the 3-2, waved at and missed. A strikeout for out number 3. So nice work out of the bullpen there in his first inning by Grant Ferris. And he keeps the Dons off the scoreboard. 2 strikeouts. We transition to the bottom of the 4th. Dons still lead 4-0. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the 3C2A State Championship. Again, a really good sized turnout here at Fred Hoover Field. Both these teams local to Fred Hoover Field. Santa Barbara City, the one that had to travel the far way. Let's get you some score updates from around the 3C2A. Cuesta College has a 4-1 lead over number 2 seed Palomar College. That game in the top of the 5th. Riverside City and Cerritos still scoreless in the bottom of the 6th. Surprised to see no score there, but both those teams have great pitching staffs. And then the other game in the SoCal Regional, it's Fullerton versus LA Valley. That game's still in the bottom of the 1st. Things are scoreless, 0-0 between Fullerton and LA Valley. Again, Mount SAC, Long Beach City, Santa Barbara, and Saddleback were the 4 winners from the game 1s in the Super Regional round here in the SoCal 3C2A playoffs. See the final throwdown from Abel Castrejón.
Leading off for Golden West, designated hitter, number 13, Zach Samayoa.
So leading things off here in the bottom of the 4th, Zach Samayoa, the DH. Remember, this was the regular season Orange Empire Conference title. Golden West finished 15-6 in the Orange Empire Conference. They finished with the Coach of the Year along with the Pitcher of the Year and the Most Valuable Player, taking 3 of the most honorable honors. Alex Ramos was the pitcher that earned Pitcher of the Year in the Orange Empire Conference. Andrew Ramos was the Coach of the Year, while Jack Salmon was the co-MVP along with Trevor Schmidt from Fullerton. This one a check swing, but it's in there for a strike, 2-1 the count. Here's the 2-1 from Andeal. This one misses down and in. Andeal was also a member of that first team All-Orange Empire Conference to go along with teammates Thomas Williams, Matthew Dobson, and Jimmy Leanda. Those are the 4 that made the first team. This one misses as well, so it's a 5-pitch walk. The 3rd walk issued by Jackson Andeal. 3rd walk in 3 innings of work. Also making the first team for Golden West College was Jack Salmon, Caleb Duncan, and Zach Samaoya. So a lot of power, a lot of good bats here in this lineup for Golden West College. Small lead over there at first. First pitch to Kirchner, misses outside. 1-0 the count. This one, a 2-seamer, catches the outer half. It's a 1-1 count. Nice action there on that fastball by Andeal. Samayoa, not a big threat to run. Only has 3 stolen base attempts, 2 of 3 on the season. This one catches the outer half. 1-2 the count. That was pitch number 50 there by Jackson Andeal. Outfield playing Kirchner to hit it the opposite way as Carson Case deep into right center. This one misses in the dirt, 2-2 the count. Castrejón keeps it in front. Again, you have to work very hard behind the plate. And it looks like Castrejón's going to come up a little gimpy and probably going to get checked out by the trainer. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Castrejón started only 15 games for the Dons. Probably could have started more, but due to an injury, he had to miss some time, and Connor Deach got a majority of the starts, and now he's actually going to get walked off by the trainer. So bad sign there for Abel Castrejón. Again, you're listening to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. It was a sharp slider, looked like, in the dirt. And it looks like there's going to be a substitution behind the plate for the Dons when we come back. We'll see if they use Connor Deach or Isaac Fernandez. Connor Deach is the sophomore with a lot of starting experience. Started 21 games this year for the Dons. Isaac Fernandez started 10 games on the year. Probably has a better bat than Connor Deach, but Connor Deach has been seeing the ball really well. So runner on first, nobody out. 2-2 count to Andrew Kirchner when we come back after this quick commercial break.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Still have yet to see a catcher come out of the dugout for Santa Ana College. We'll wait to see who it is. Jackson Andiel still waiting on the mound. Looks like it's Connor Dietz. So Connor Dietz did start game number 1 today against Santa Barbara City. Had trouble and allowed a few wild pitches to get away from him. So both Jackson Andiel and Connor Dietz are going to play catch. Jackson Andiel, sophomore from Orange Lutheran. Connor Dietz, a sophomore from Mission Viejo, elected to go to Santa Ana College instead of Saddleback College right down the street from his high school. Connor Dietz stands at 6'3", a very tall catcher. It was hard for him to get playing time last year with Mario Tostado and Sebastian McSherry, 2 sophomore catchers that took most of the reps behind the plate last year for the Dons. Connor Dietz started 21 games for the Dons this season, including the game earlier today against Santa Barbara City. This one poked out into left field is a single. So a walk followed by a single, and there's 2 runners on to begin the home half of the 4th inning.
Now batting third baseman, number 23, Dylan Lena.
So that'll bring up the third baseman, Dylan Lena. He drew a base on balls back in his first AB. That came in the bottom of the 2nd. This one catches the inner half. 0-1 the count. Lena hit .271 on the season, 9 home runs to go along with 31 RBIs, a chance to pick up 1, maybe 2 more. This one hit hard down the left field line, but it's going to go foul as he tries to straighten that one out. 0-2 the count. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Samayoa at second. Kirchner at first. This one fouled towards the netting. Out of play. 0-2 once again. On deck is the right fielder, Jack Salmon. Lena wearing number 23, hitting from the right side. Here's the third baseman. Big lead over there at second. Both runners are going to go. Dietz doesn't have a throw down for either one. So nice heads-up base running there by the Rustlers. They were able to time the cadence off of Jackson Andiel. So it's a double steal. Samayoa to third. And Kirchner was the trailing runner. Takes second. Here's the 1-2 from Jackson Andiel. This one misses the outer half. I think it's because Connor Dietz was set up inside and that one missed pretty badly. Might have crossed over the plate, but Connor Dietz was set up inside, so he had to reach over and grab that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 2 runners in scoring position for Golden West. This one swung on and missed, an off-speed pitch that Lena went fishing for, and it's out number 1. A huge strikeout there for Jackson Andiel.
Now batting, number 15, Jack Salmon.
So wearing number 15, batting from the left side, it's Jack Salmon, the sophomore from Corona Del Mar High School. The co-MVP of the Orange Empire Conference, the best conference in the 3C2A. This one catches the upper half, 0-1 the count. Salmon also drew a base on balls back in his first AB. Came in the bottom of the 2nd. Advanced to second on the wild pitch, but was stranded there. This one swung on and missed, an off-speed pitch, and Jackson Andiel has Jack Salmon looking completely fooled up there. Two runners in scoring position, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. 0-2, this one's hit hard into right center. That's going to fall, and that should plate 2 runs as Carson Case cuts it off and prevents the double. But 2 runs do come across as it's now a 4-2 game.
2 RBI single for number 15, Jack Salmon. Now batting shortstop, number 3, Robert Castillo.
So the first blemish here on the outing by Jackson Andeal, gave up 2 runs off that RBI single off the bat of Jack Salmon. This one foul tipped off the mask of Connor Deach. 0-1 the count to the shortstop, Robert Castillo, wearing number 3. He struck out swinging in his last AB. Only the bottom of the 4th here. Things have kind of slowed down a little bit compared to the beginning of the game. Move over to first. Jack Salmon back in with the slide. On deck is the second baseman, Rocco Caballero. This one fouled back into the netting. Oh, 0-2 the count to the sophomore from San Dimas. The Rustlers got 4 players from that San Dimas high school roster 2 seasons ago. This one misses in the dirt, and Deach is able to keep it in front of him. So Salmon stays put at first. 1-2 the count. Connor Deach behind the plate. Dobson at third. Altamirano at short. Williams at second. And Rocha at first. Rocha's holding the runner. It's a pretty big size gap over there towards the right side of the infield. Carson Case in right field. Jimmy Leanda in center. And Jake Long in left as we reset the defense for you. Robert Castillo awaits the 1-2 from Jackson Andeal. The lefty kicks and deals. The runner goes. There's a strikeout. Throw down to second. Not going to be in time. So a stolen base for Jack Salmon, but it's a strikeout for Robert Castillo. Second time he's gone down via the strikeout, and that's out number 2. There is a runner still in scoring position for the Rustlers.
Number 7, Rocco Caballero.
That'll bring up the second baseman, Rocco Caballero. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Here at Fred Hoover Field, game number 2 of this 3C2A Super Regional round. This one tapped foul towards the left side. 0-2 the count. That last strikeout of Castillo was 6th strikeout of the day for Jackson Andeal. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. This one chopped high over towards shortstop. Altamirano ranging to his left. Throw over to first in time. His foot was on the bag, and it's not a very happy dugout over there on the first base side, but it's out number 3 regardless. 6-3 for out number 3. The Rustlers do claw back and get 2 runs here in the home half of the 4th inning. They trail 4-2. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and check in on some of the scores from the 3C2A. As we mentioned, Saddleback, Mount SAC, Long Beach City, Santa Barbara City, and one more team. I'm drawing a blank on that 4th team. Yeah, it was Saddleback, Long Beach City, Santa Barbara, and Mount SAC, the 4 teams that won game 1s today. In game 2, Cuesta has a 7-1 lead over Palomar College, so they're fighting for their postseason hopes to stay alive. That game's in the bottom of the 5th. Riverside City took a 1-0 lead over Cerritos College, the top seed in the 3C2A Super Regionals Southern California bracket. While Fullerton has a 1-0 lead over LA Valley in the top of the 2nd. So right now, all the lower seeds, or the teams that lost game 1, currently leading over the host teams. Last year in the postseason, things went anything but chalk. If you remember, top-seeded Palomar Comets ended up losing that game, or excuse me, losing the opening round to ELAC that threw everything out of whack. But there was also a lot of other higher seeds that lost, that forced a lot of lower seeds to make deep runs into the playoffs this year. Things went pretty chalk in the first round. However, we're seeing some things potentially shake up in the second round in the Super Regionals. First pitch is in there for a strike. Grant Ferris still on the mound. Jimmy Leon, the first person to face him. 3-4-5, it'll be the heart of the order. Ooh, backdoor breaking ball, and that was a pretty one for strike number 2. Has that late break. Can't give up on that breaking ball too early. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Jimmy Leanda, here in this half of the inning. Top of the 5th, Dons lead 4-2. This one misses inside. Again, a good-sized crowd here at Fred Hoover Field. A wonderful day for baseball here on this Thursday afternoon. No better place to be. This one catches the outer half, and Jimmy Leanda goes down looking. A strikeout looking for the first out here in the top of the 5th.
Number 7, Mikey Rocha.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Mikey Rocha. He hit the grand slam back in the top of the 1st. That gave the Dons the 4-0 lead early on in the game. Backdoor breaking ball, it's another one in there for a strike. This one misses downstairs. It's a 1-1 count to the first baseman, Rocha. Rocha 2 for 2 on the day. Had a single in his last AB. This one does catch the inner half. Rocha lifted the bat off the shoulder, however, didn't decide to swing. It's a strike regardless. 1-2 the count. Matthew Dobson, the third baseman, on deck. This one misses high and wide. It's a 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. This one hit on the ground towards short. Castillo comes up with it cleanly and makes the throw over to first in time for out number 2. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up the third baseman, Matthew Dobson.
Now batting third baseman, number 10, Matthew Dobson.
He's 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Flew out to center in his last AB and drew a walk back in the top of the 1st. Dobson hit a triple. It was 1 of 2 hits for the Dons entering the 9th inning. They had a couple more hits tacked on by a lot of their bench players as they were making some substitutions and allowing some guys to pinch hit. But Dobson legged out a triple down the right field line. This one nearly hits Dobson in the front leg. It's now a 2-0 count. The right fielder, Zach Torres, for Santa Barbara City, was ranging over to his left, laid out. Always a risky move for the corner outfielder to lay out towards the line because there's no one backing up. You can maybe take that risk when you're going towards right center or left center. This one hit hard but foul down the third base line. 2-1 the count to the third baseman. Two-one count. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. This one hit into the air, into right field, slicing away. But Salmon should be able to camp under it, and he does for out number 3. So nice job there by Ferris to make quick work of the Dons. They go down 1-2-3 here in the 5th. Dons still lead 4-2 as we transition to the bottom of the 5th inning. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this break.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Back here at Fred Hoover Field on the campus of Golden West College, it's game number 2 of the Super Regional Weekend here, hosted by Golden West College. They earned the number 3 seed and the right to host the Super Regionals. Dons were the number 6 seed, and Santa Barbara City was the 10 seed.
Leading off for the Rustlers, left fielder number 5, John Porter.
The Vaqueros of Santa Barbara City are done for the day after they defeated Santa Ana College by a score of 18-1. So Santa Ana has to play in a win-or-go-home situation as Altamirano makes a strong throw over to first. Nice pick there by Rocha for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Second time we've seen Don Porter do that.
Back at the top of the lineup for the Rustlers, leadoff hitter and center fielder, number 8, Caleb Duncan.
So we'll see Caleb Duncan once again. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts to Jackson and Deal, the righty struggling against the big lefty. This one runs outside, but Duncan offered at it. It's strike 1. That 2-seam has a lot of tail away from the right-handed hitters. Mixes that with the slider as well. 0-2 the count to Caleb Duncan. First team All-Orange Empire Conference. This one spiked in the dirt. Gets past Deach. 1-2 the count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Rustlers in their green uniforms, white pants, white numbers and letters with that yellow trim. Dons in their red uniforms, gray pants. This one runs away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is the number 2 hitter, Aiden Garcia. Jackson and Deal has done a nice job of neutralizing the first 2 hitters in the Rustlers lineup. Both combined 0 for 4. This one runs away. It's now a full count. However, it's the 3, 4, 5 hitters that Jackson and Deal has struggled with, along with the 6 hitter, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's the 3-2 from Jackson and Deal. This one's in the dirt, so it's a free pass after 2 straight strikes to Caleb Duncan. Jackson and Deal throws 4 straight balls.
Now batting, catcher number 2, Aiden Garcia.
So that'll bring up the catcher, Aiden Garcia. 1 runner on, 1 out. Lefty on lefty matchup. Sophomore from San Dimas High School. Started all 42 games for the Rustlers this season. Hit .297, had 8 home runs, and drove in 35 RBIs. Team that scored 330 runs. In comparison, the Dons scored 352 this season. It's right around the same ballpark. Here's the first pitch to Garcia. This one in the dirt. Deach was not able to grab it cleanly, so the runner scoots on over to second on the wild pitch. Connor Deach struggling today behind the plate. 1-0 the count. That injury to Abel Castrejón, a costly one for the Santa Ana Dons. This one also misses in the dirt. 2-0 the count as Jackson Andeal losing a little bit of the control he had earlier in the game. Maybe time for a mound visit soon here in the bottom of the 5th. This one misses outside as well. That's 3 straight balls, and if you're going back to the last AB, 7 straight. So again, wouldn't be surprised if David Colejo, pitching coach, walked out to the mound after this AB. Here's the 3-0. This one misses while wide. That's a 4-pitch walk to Aiden Garcia. So it'll be the DH, Zek Samayoa. But after this mound visit by David Colejo, the pitching coach, Samayoa is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. He drew a walk in his last AB. He stole third when he was at second base and came around to score on the RBI single by Jack Salmon. He also struck out swinging in his first AB that came back in the bottom of the 1st. Colejo always does a nice job when he goes to the mound whenever he talks to a pitcher. Does a really good job of settling them in, whatever he says to them. Usually the next couple batters, the pitcher is able to lock in, deliver strikes, and get the outs that they need to complete the inning. We'll see how Jackson Andeal responds here in a 4-2 game in the bottom of the 5th. There's 1 out. Runners on first and second, so the Dons can turn 2.
Designated hitter number 13, Zach Samayoa.
Here's a first pitch from Jackson Andeal. Swung on and missed. An off-speed pitch out of the zone. Owen won the count to Samayoa. This one in a similar spot, and Samayoa Alfred at it. 0-2 the count. Having trouble picking up that ball, tailing away from the right-handed hitter. Lefty pitching from the third base side of the rubber. This one chopped foul towards the left side. On deck is the first baseman, Andrew Kirchner. This is the move back over to second. Tosses it over to Williams. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Caleb Duncan, the runner at second. Aiden Garcia, the runner on first. This one foul tipped back into the netting here. It's a 1-2 count. 0-2 count, excuse me. Big lefty comes set, kicks and deals. This one hit on the ground through the 5-6 hole. Jake Long is going to charge it. Being waved around third is Caleb Duncan. Gets past the cutoff man, but Connor Deach is able to prevent it from going anywhere further. So 1 run does come across. It's now a 4-3 game. RBI single.
Number 13, Zach Samayoa. Now batting first baseman, number 29, Andrew Kirchner.
So that'll bring up the first baseman, Andrew Kirchner. Rustlers looking to tie things up here. Ball into the outfield would do so with the runner at second, Aiden Garcia. 1-0 the count as his first pitch misses wide. Pitch number 82 coming up for Jackson Andeal. Still looking for outs number 2 and 3 here in the home half of the 5th. This one misses the bottom half of the zone. 2-0 the count. Swung on and missed. Big hack there by Kirchner. Maybe helping Jackson Andeal out a little bit. Kirchner wearing number 29, batting from the left side. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Swings at that one as well, so it's a now 2-2 count. Garcia at second, Samayoa at first. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Jackson Andeal. Oh, wanted that backdoor fastball, but it's now ruled ball 3. 3-2 to Andrew Kirchner. On deck is the third baseman, Dylan Lena. This one hit on the ground to second. Thomas Williams backs up a few steps, tosses it over. Christian Altamirano spins, makes the throw. Not going to be in time. And the runner stays put over there at third. So good hustle there by Kirchner out of the left-handed hitter's batter's box. Now it looks like Ramos is going to go talk to the umpire at second. Samayoa is going to stay over there at second. I think Ramos is going to appeal or talk with the umpire and see if he can get the umpires to talk about things and see if there's a better look. So the umpires will talk. Right now it would be a fielder's choice. Score that 4-6. It's a nice play there by Altamirano. Still awaiting the call, and he's still ruled out. So the appeal, no good. Samayoa is out at second. So fielder's choice for Andrew Kirchner. Runners on first and third. Connor Deach will give the signs out to his infield. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Dylan Lena. Lena struck out swinging in his last AB and drew a walk back in his first AB. Jackson Andeal needs one more big out here to get out of the 5th inning. First pitch, ooh, misses the bottom half of the zone. Want to know the count. Runner on first and third. Andeal delivers home. Ooh. Getting squeezed a little bit there. It's a 2-0 count to Lena. Kirchner, the runner at first. Garcia, the runner at third. 4-3 is the score here in the bottom of the 5th. Swung on and missed. 2-1 the count to the third baseman. On deck is the right fielder, Jack Salmon. Move over to first, and they got Kirchner in a rundown. Rocha fakes the throw. Williams now throws it back over to first and not advancing from third, so at the very least, it's the same situation for the Dons. It would have been risky to send the runner on to home. Two-one, foul tip towards the right side, and now it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Next pitch will be number 90 for Jackson Andeal. Big pitch here. Jackson and Deal will throw over to first. Kirchner back in. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. It's been an exciting game thus far. Don's lead 4-3. And a tight game here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 2-2 from Jackson and Deal. Check swing, peel down to first. No, he did not. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner from first will be on the move on the pitch with the 3-ball, 2-strike count. Move over to first. Kirchner back in standing. Here's the 3-2 to Lena. Runner goes. This one catches the outer half. Lena goes down looking for out number 3. Wasn't too sure what he was waiting for there. That was right on the outer half. And Jackson and Deal comes up with a big strikeout for out number 3. So the Rustlers get one more run here in the bottom of the 5th. It's now a 4-3 lead for Santa Ana College. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Back here for the top of the 6th inning, it'll still be Grant Ferris on the mound for Golden West. Let's go ahead and update you on some scores from around the 3C 2A. Riverside now has a 2-0 lead. That game's going by very fast. It's in the top of the 9th. So Riverside potentially could save their postseason and live to fight another day as they defeat, if they defeat Cerritos today. Cuesta has a 7-2 lead over Palomar. That game's in the bottom of the 6th. So Cuesta again fighting for their playoff chances. And Fullerton has a 2-1 lead over LA Valley. That game in the bottom of the 2nd. So again, all the teams that lost games 1 today are leading here in game 2. First, we'll see Keon Sanchez, the 6 hitter, watches a fastball on the outer half, strike 1. Grant Ferris has been extremely efficient, only needing 25 pitches to get through 2 innings of work. Has 3 strikeouts, a power pitcher. Sophomore from Dana Hills High School. This one runs outside. This is by far already the longest outing of the season for Ferris. Longest outing coming into this game was 1 1/3 of an inning. He did that twice, both against Mount San Jacinto and then Glendale. This one hit into the air. Duncan was in a perfect spot. That's out number 1. So Ferris came back into the game in the top of the 4th. Set down the Dons in order in the 4th, set down the Dons in order in the 5th, and we'll try and do the same here in the 6th.
Right fielder, number 5, Carson Case.
Lefty on lefty matchup here. As Carson Case will be set to take on the southpaw. 1 for 2 on the afternoon is Case. This one misses. Case is a sophomore from Foothill High School. Same high school that Brady Schrank went to, just different ages. As this one's hit on the ground over to first. Kirchner backs up a few steps, beats Carson Case to the bag for out number 2. 3 unassisted, 2 quick outs for Grant Ferris. Only needed 4 pitches for those first 2 outs, and that'll bring up the catcher, Connor Deach.
Now batting for Santa Ana, number 18, Connor Deach.
So it's the first AB we'll see for Connor Deach. Deach has seen the ball pretty well the past couple weeks. This one, ooh, catches the outer half. Deach went 3 for 3 in that final regular season game against Fullerton College. And then had a 2-run home run in game number 2 against El Camino College. However, went hitless in the first game today. Was 0 for 3. Quickly in an 0-2 hole against Grant Ferris. A man on a mission on the mound. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. It's a 1-2 count to the catcher. On deck is Christian Altamirano. Long look in for Ferris as he gets the sign from Garcia. Here's the 1-2. This one poked out into right field, and that one's going to fall for a bloop single. Deach is going to take a round. Jack Salmon got the ball in quickly, and so Deach retreats back to first. It's a single, a 2-out single for Connor Deach.
Now batting shortstop, number 3, Christian Altamirano.
So now it'll be the freshman shortstop from Brea Linda High School. 0 for 2. Flew out to center field both times. Was first pitch swinging in both his last ABs. First pitch swinging again. Lima throws over to second for the easy out, number 3. So Deach gets aboard, but he's stranded at first. Dons still lead 4-3. Transitioning to the bottom of the 6th. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College, where it leads.
Bottom of the 6th inning here. Jackson Andiel still on the mound for Santa Ana College. Trying to get through his 6th inning of work. Due up in this half of the inning, it'll be 6, 7, 8. Leading things off, it'll be Jack Salmon, the right fielder. Then Robert Castillo, the shortstop, and then the second baseman, Rocco Caballero. Jackson Andiel currently sitting at 91 pitches, so you got to imagine his outing should come to an end soon. This might be his last inning of work if he can get through the full inning.
Leading off for Golden West, right fielder, number 15, Jack Salmon.
So it'll be the left-handed hitting right fielder, Jack Salmon. Then 2 righties. We'll see how long Tom Nils and the pitching coach, David Salejo, George Salejo, leave Jackson Andiel in this one. This one's hit hard into right field, down the right field line. Carson Kay is going to give chase, and this one goes into the ivy, so it's a ground rule double. Jack Salmon got nearly all of that ball. You could tell the reaction by the fans here at the stadium. They thought that one was leaving the ballpark. However, it one-hopped the fence. It's a short fence over there in right field. And it hit the top of the ivy. So to lead off, ground rule double for Jack Salmon.
Shortstop, number 3, Robert Castillo.
So at the very least, Jackson Andiel will be dealing with the part of the order that he's done really well against. Robert Castillo 0 for 2. The 7, 8, 9 hitters combined 0 for 6 in the afternoon against Jackson Andiel. Runner on second. Castillo shows bunt, gets it down the third base side. Dobson fields it cleanly, throws over to first in time. A sacrifice bunt. Again, a good fan base for both teams here. 5-3 for out number 1. There's one out.
Left fielder, number 7, Rocco Caballero.
And that'll bring up the second baseman, Rocco Caballero. Caballero started 14 games for the Rustlers this season, only had 4 RBIs. He's played some good defense today thus far. He watches an off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. Don Porter, the left fielder, on deck. And it's the bottom of the order for the Rustlers. This one swung on and missed. He's helping Jackson Andiel out here. It's now an 0-2 count. Runner on third is Jack Salmon. Fly ball potentially gets a runner. In to score for the Rustlers. This one spiked in the dirt. Jackson and Connor Deach going to have to work very hard back there to prevent any wild pitches and allowing a runner to come across. 1-2 the count. Next pitch will be number 98 for Jackson Andiel. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Infield playing halfway in. This one plunks Caballero in the cleat. And so Jackson Andiel loses the batter there. Could be the end of Jackson Andiel's day. So yes, it looks like there'll be a move to the bullpen as Jackson Andiel's day is done. He leaves with runners on first and third. The number 9 hitter, Don Porter, will come up to bat. Finishes with 98 pitches thrown. And so the Dons are going to elect to go with their best arm out of the bullpen. Number 51, Joey Iglesias. Joey Iglesias served as the closer for the last 2 seasons for the Dons. Jackson Andiel gets a standing ovation from the visiting crowd here at Fred Hoover Field. Joey Iglesias is a sophomore from Madison High School over in the area of San Diego.
Number 51, Joey Iglesias.
So Iglesias will be on the mound when we come back. We'll tell you a little bit more about his stats on the season after this commercial break.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
So new pitcher to tell you about here in the home half of the 6th. Joey Iglesias comes in with 1 out in the inning. He'll be asked to get the final 2 outs. Iglesias, wearing number 51, he's a sophomore from Madison High School. Appeared in 18 games for the Dons this season, recorded 3 saves, went 4-1, had an ERA of 2.53. In 46 innings of work, he gave up 36 hits, 13 earned runs, 19 walks to go along with 35 strikeouts. Hitters hit .217 against Iglesias. He also recorded the final out for the Dons in the 3C2A state championship last year against Saddleback College. First batter he will face is the left fielder, Dom Porter. He hit 163 on the season, 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Let's see what Iglesias does. They show bunt. This one's popped up into the air, but back into the netting. So 0-1 the count. Interesting to see a bunt sign on. Runner wasn't going from third, so maybe a safety squeeze. Iglesias pitching from the first base side of the rubber. Decent sized lead over there by Caballero at first. Long pause. He's going to show bunt again. This one runs into Deach. Squirts out of the glove. Ruled the ball. 1-1 the count. Porter nearly got hit by that one. One ball, one strike, one out. 2 runners on. Runner goes from first. This one down. And now it's runners on second and third. So you take away the chance for a double play ball there. Let's see if the bunt sign is still on. Infield now going to play halfway in. Not quite on the grass. Dobson's in on the grass, and so is Rocha. Middle infield playing halfway in. They're going to let Dom Porter swing. This one misses the inner half. It's now a 3-1 count. 4-3 is the score. A big moment here in the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order. On deck, Caleb Duncan. Here's the 3-1. This one catches the inner half. Porter thought it was ball 4. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on. Bottom of the 6th, Dons lead 4-3. Iglesias, who just came into the game, now comes set. Here's the 3-2. This one hit hard into left field, but it's going to go foul. Good contact there by Porter. But we'll do it again, 3-2. You can hear the anticipation from the crowd here at Fred Hoover, ready to erupt. If a run crosses home plate right now here in this inning. 4-3 is the score. Here's the 3-2 from Iglesias. This one misses wide. An easy take for Porter. So now the bases are loaded, and it's the top of the order.
Bases loaded. Back at the top of the lineup for center fielder, number 8, Caleb Duncan.
So Caleb Duncan will be the man due up. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Did draw a walk in his last AB and scored on the RBI single by Zach Semaioa. First pitch runs up. It's a ball to Caleb Duncan. Nowhere for Iglesias to put him. The runners on second and third would go against Jackson and Deal's line. The runner on first, it's a Joey Iglesias. Here's the 1-0 from Iglesias. This one catches the outer half. Good power fastball there. Here's the 1-1 from Iglesias. This one hit on the ground to second. Altamirano flips it over to second. Over to first in time. It's a 6-4-3 double play for Santa Ana College. That gets them out of the inning. Wow, a huge pitch and a huge double play churn there by Altamirano, Thomas Williams, and Mikey Rocha. So we now transition to the top of the 7th. Dons are still hanging on to that 4-3 lead. Might be some time to get some insurance runs. Have they been skating on thin ice here the last couple half of the innings? Again, thanks for tuning into Dons Baseball here on the 3C, or on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and check out some scores from around the 3C2A. Cerritos ties things up here in the bottom of the 9th. It's now tied 2-2 between Riverside City College. Again, if Cerritos wins, Riverside City's season is done. But if Riverside City wins, they'll fight to live another day. Cuesta has a 7-5 lead over Palomar in the bottom of the 7th. And the other game is Fullerton has a 2-2 tie with LA Valley. That game is in the bottom of the 3rd. So 2 games are tied. And then 2 lower seeds have the lead. As we stand in the 3C2A, again, it's the Super Regional Rounds. Top of the 7th coming up. For the Dons, it'll be 1, 2, 3 due up in this half of the inning. Thomas Williams, Jake Long, and Jimmy Leanda still. Grant Ferris on the mound for the Rustlers. Big number 33 looking to get his 4th inning of work. We'll come back after this quick commercial break.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life.
So Thomas Williams, first man to face off against Grant Ferris here in the top of the 7th. Dons lead 4-3. First pitch is down and away. 1-0 the count. Ferris came into the game back in the 4th inning. Worked a 1, 2, 3, 4th and 5th. Stranded a runner at first. Back in the 6th inning. It's now a 2-0 count. This is his longest outing. We mentioned his longest outing on the season was only 1 1/3. So it might be near the end of the line for Grant Ferris. This one hit on the ground to 3rd. Lima skips off his glove and it gets into left field. Williams going to take a turn, but he's going to retreat back to first base. So it's a leadoff base runner for the Dons off of the E5. That'll bring up the left-handed hitting left fielder, Jake Long, freshman from Lucerna High School. 0 for 3 on the afternoon. This one catches the outer half. A little two-seam action there on the fastball there by Ferris. 0-1 the count. Move over to first, but back in is Williams. 0-1 the count to Jake Long. This one runs in and clips Jake Long in the wrist. So might have hit that elbow pad actually and went into the glove of Aiden Garcia. So now there's 2 runners on to begin the top of the 7th. A hit by pitch, and it's the third time that Jake Long reaches base safely. Going over to second is Thomas Williams. Looks like the catcher Aiden Garcia going to have a chat with Grant Ferris. The defense for the home Rustlers, Dylan Lina over at 3rd. Robert Castillo at short. Rocco Caballero at 2nd. Andrew Kirchner at 1st. In the outfield from left to right, Dom Porter, Caleb Duncan, and Jack Salmon. So 2 runners on. It'll bring up the center fielder, Jimmy Leanda, a very dangerous hitter here in the Dons lineup. He's going to show bunt. Gets this one over to the right side. They're going to throw over to 3rd. Throws wide. Now Thomas Williams going to be waved on in to score. Kirchner went to 3rd. instead of taking the out at first. So it's an E3. My bad. So advancing to third is Jake Long. Score that E3 for Jimmy Deanda. So the inning started off by an error by Dylan Lena, a hit by pitch by Jake Long, and then an error by Andrew Kirchner. 2 errors in the inning. Grant Ferris gonna have to work out of a tight jam. Dons lead 5-3. Infield in. First pitch is in there for a strike to Mikey Rocha. Ferris now at 42 pitches. Rocha 2 for 3 on the day, single and a home run, a grand slam at that. This one runs inside, nearly hits Rocha as he has to bend out of that one. 1-1 the count. Mikey Rocha at the plate, nobody out. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one hit hard into right field. It's going to go foul by a couple of feet. Five to 3 is the score in the top of the 7th. Dons have 5 runs off of 6 hits, no errors. Rustlers have 3 runs off of 4 hits and 3 errors, 2 of which came in the inning. Infield playing in on the grass. Here's the 1-2 to Rocha. Fastball runs outside. It's now a 2 ball, 2 strike count. On deck is the third baseman, Matthew Dobson. Two balls, 2 strikes. This one, ooh, breaking ball that Rocha just gets a piece of. A lot of movement on that one. And Rocha's just able to foul it off. We'll do it again, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The on of this runner is on second. Jake Long is the runner on third. Nobody out. Here's the 2-2. Oh, check swing. I'm going to say no swing. That one ruled outside. A nice pitch there. Try to get him with the backdoor breaking ball, but just misses outside, says home plate umpire. Three balls, 2 strikes to Mikey Rocha. This one, a breaking ball in the dirt, an easy take there for Rocha as he takes the stroll over to first. So now the bases are loaded once again, this time for Matthew Dobson, the third baseman. Again, a dangerous situation for the pitcher, Grant Ferris. You got to assume he's running out of gas. All of his outings this season have been 1 or 1 1/3 innings. Asked to get already the 10th out. He's already gotten 9 outs thus far for the Rustlers. This one runs outside. It's a 1-0 count to Dobson. This one catches the inner half. 1-1 count to the third baseman. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Flew out to right and then flew out to center. Also drew a walk back in the top of the first. Dons have already played a run here in the top of the 7th. Breaking ball misses. 2-1 the count. That's pitch number 50 by Grant Ferris. 5-3 is the score. Don's looking to add some more insurance runs. This one hit right back to Ferris. He's going to go home with it. Ball in the dirt. And Garcia was able to make a nice pick play over there and record 1 out at least. So that's the first out. It's a fielder's choice as Dobson does reach first. Advancing 90 feet is Rocha and De Anda. However, Long is ruled out at home plate. Score that 1-2. That was almost trouble for the Rustlers defense. They've already had 2 errors in the inning. Nice pick there by the sophomore catcher, Aiden Garcia. That'll bring up the DH, Keon Sanchez. Base is still loaded, and it's a first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike. Sanchez 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Flew out to center in his last AB. Corners in, middle infield at double play depth. This one, oh, catches the outer half as well. Good placement there. Nice framework by Aiden Garcia, the catcher. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. This one hit on the ground towards the right side. That's going to find the outfield. Being waved on in. No, being held up at third is Mikey Rocha. So good strong throw by Jack Salmon. Only 1 run comes across. That's Jimmy Adanda, who was at third. Moving 90 feet is Dobson and Rocha. And it's an RBI single for the freshman, Keon Sanchez.
Now batting number 5, Carson Case.
So again, they're leaving Grant Ferris out there. 1 out in the inning, top of the 7th. 6-3 now is the score after the Dons get 1 more across. This one runs away. This is a 1 ball, no strike count to Carson Case. Case now ahead in the count, 2-0. On the season, Case hit .297, drove in 24 RBIs. Here's the 2-0 from Grant Ferris. It's a fastball that catches the inner half. 2-1 the count. Right fielder's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Had a single back in the top of the 3rd. Grounded out to first base in his last AB. The lefty awaits. This one foul tipped, I believe off the foot of Carson Case. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning. 2 runs have come across here in the top of the 7th. Next pitch will be number 70 for Grant Ferris. Again, he came back into the game in the top of the 4th in relief of A.J. Hernandez, who started the game for the Rustlers. Big slider that misses outside. It's a 3-2 count. Here's the full count to Carson Case. This one misses in the dirt. It's a walk, and 1 run will come across to score as the bases were loaded. Rocha comes across to score. Dobson moves over to 3rd. Sanchez goes to 2nd, and Carson Case goes to 1st. And so now there'll be a mound visit. 7-3 is the score here in the top of the 7th. Let's go ahead and check in some of the other scores from around the 3C2A. Again, it's the 2nd round of the postseason. Grant Ferris is done. New pitcher to tell you about once we can catch a number. So new pitcher to tell you about is Jake Rice, wearing number 18, a right-hander for Golden West. Some scores around the 3C2A. In the top of the 10th inning, Riverside now has a 3-2 lead over Cerritos. So that game going into extra innings. Riverside looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. Cuesta still has a 7-5 lead over Palomar in the bottom of the 8th. And LA Valley stormed back into that game. 7-2 now is the score. That game was tied 2-2 in the 3rd. LA Valley has a 7-2 lead over Fullerton in the top of the 4th. So the scores around the 3C 2A, again, Saddleback, Long Beach City, Santa Barbara City, and Mount SAC were the 4 teams that won Game 1. As it stands right now, 3 of the 4 teams that lost Game 1 have leads in a must-win Game 2. Would make for a very interesting Friday across the Southern California region in the 3C 2A. So the next batter that the new pitcher will face will be Connor Deach. Bases are still loaded. Jake Rice, wearing number 18, appeared in 12 games for the Rustlers, made 11 starts. So only one of those appearances was out of the bullpen. Rice is a freshman from Brea Linda High School, so he was teammates with Christian Altamirano back for the Brea Linda High School baseball team. Rice made 13 appearances out of the bullpen, finished with a record of 2-1, had an ERA of 6.62. In 17 innings of work, he gave up 14 hits, 13 runs, 7 walks, and 9 strikeouts. So a chance he could face off against his former teammate, Christian Altamirano, as he's the man on deck. First batter he'll face is Connor Deach, the catcher, who worked a bloop single out into right field down the line. First pitch misses, ball 1. 1-0 the count to the catcher. Deach got his first AB back in the top of the 6th. He came into the game as a defensive substitution back in the bottom of the 4th after a wild pitch hit off, I believe, the wrist of Abel Casterjon, and he had to go see the trainer, and his day was done. We hope Abel Casterjon is okay and will be able to return back in the postseason at a later time. Two-0 count to Connor Deach. Here's a 2-0 from Jake Rice. This one misses in the dirt. Ooh, Dobson thought about going, but he decides to hustle back on to third. Wise decision there by the third baseman. 3-0 the count. So now Aiden Garcia is going to go ahead and talk over with his pitcher, Jake Rice. Again, it's really interesting to see how teams play their bullpens here in this super regional weekend. If you're hoping to win this weekend, you have to at least play 3 games, sometimes even 4. So you really need to use your bullpen and your pitchers wisely. After A.J. Hernandez was only able to go 3, they asked Grant Ferris to go 3 1/3. Now they use Jake Ferris, a guy towards the end of their bullpen. Still have some of their stronger arms available, but they'll probably save that for tomorrow. This one runs inside, and it's an easy take for ball 4. Another run will come across. Dobson scores from third. Moving to third is Keon Sanchez, and Case advances from first to second. So now the teammates will face off against one another. Christian Altamirano taking on Jake Rice, both players, from Brea Linda High School. Breaking ball misses downstairs. It's a breaking ball. 1-0 the count. 8-3 is the score here in the top of the 7th. Catches the outer half. 1-1 the count. Again, excellent framework we're seeing here by Aiden Garcia today. Man has been working and active behind the plate. Breaking ball, ooh. Thought that might have hit the front door, however. It's ruled the ball, 2-1 the count. Deach at first, Case at second, and Sanchez over there at third. Freshman Altamirano at the plate. This one hit a high chopper over to Castillo. Castillo couldn't glove it cleanly, throws over to first. Picked there by Kirchner in time. So they do get one out. It's an RBI ground out for Christian Altamirano. That would have been a tough one to turn two, especially with Altamirano's speed out of the batter's box. 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting for Santa Ana, second baseman, number 1, Thomas Williams.
Another run comes across. That's now 5 in the inning. And it'll be the leadoff hitter, the 10th man to come across in this inning. Williams led off the inning with he reached via an error by Dylan Lena. First pitch misses. 1-0 the count, the sophomore switch hitter, hitting from the left side for the first time today. This one off the pole, out of play. This one runs in, and coming in from third now is Deach. Deach is going to score, and that's Carson Case, who crosses home plate on the wild pitch. Deach goes over there to third. Two and 1 the count now to the second baseman. Big inning here as the Dons have already plated 6 runs, extended their lead now 10-3. Again, if you would have asked most fans how this day would have gone, I don't think many of them would have said Santa Barbara City would have won 18-1. And I don't think many would have said Golden West would be trailing 10-3 in game number 2. This one misses upstairs, an easy take for Thomas Williams. And it's in their walk issued there by Jake Rice. That'll bring up the left fielder, Jake Long.
Number 6, Jake Long.
So big inning could get bigger for the Santa Ana Dons. Aiden Garcia relaying the signs to the infield. Dylan Lena at third. Infield shift is on as Robert Castillo, the shortstop, playing about 4 steps over to the right of second base. This one hit off the glove, but Castillo's going to be able to glove it and make the throw in time over to first for out number 3. So it was a big inning for Santa Ana College as they're able to get 6 runs. Yes, 6 runs at the top of the 7th. They now have a 10-3 lead heading to the bottom of the 7th. Again, thanks for tuning in to Santa Ana College Baseball here on the Dons Athletic YouTube channel.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College, where it leads.
Bottom of the 7th here. Rustlers are down to their final 9 outs. Due up in this half of the inning is 2-3-4. Joey Iglesias still on the mound for the Dons, and with a 10-3 lead, we'll be seeing how long that Tom Nils wants to hang on to his closer or one of his better arms out of the bullpen in case they need to use him Friday or Saturday if the Dons are able to make it that far. So left-handed hitting catcher Aiden Garcia will lead things off.
Number 2, Aiden Garcia.
We have another score update from Cerritos College. Cerritos keeps battling back. It's now a 3-3 game in the bottom of the 10th. Again, Cerritos is the home team, and so they could walk it off in the bottom of the 10th inning. This first pitch is in there for a strike. Aiden Garcia watches the first one get over. He is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Drew a walk in his last AB. Ooh, tails outside. 1-1 the count. Zach Semayoa on deck, followed by Andrew Kirchner. Those are the 3 batters due up in this half of the inning. This one hit high up into the air. It's going to be pulled foul. Rocha's going to run over there. Bouncing on the blacktop over there by the pool. Looks like there's a lot of little ones over there at the pool too, so they got to be careful in foul ball territory. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the number 2 hitter. This one misses downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Iglesias comes set. Here's the 2-2 from the right-hander. This one hit onto the ground towards Rocha. It's going to be ruled foul. Just foul by a couple of inches. We'll do it again at 2-2. This one misses outside. Here's the 3-2 from Iglesias. This one's hit into center field. Ranging to his right is Jimmy Leanda, and he makes the grab for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 13, Zach Semayoa.
Joey Iglesias during the season pitched in that first game and the 3rd and final game against the Golden West Rustlers in the regular season. In the first game, he pitched 3 innings in relief, recorded the win. It was an 8-7 walk-off win for Santa Ana College. This one hit into foul territory. Connor Deach is going to live a look, and that one's into the stands. 0-1 the count to Zach Semayoa. Then in game number 3, in which the Dons lost 1-0 against Golden West, he pitched 1 inning of relief. Struck out 1 batter. That was in the 8th inning. Power fastball in the inner half that Semayoa couldn't catch up to. Is an 0-2 count. Long pause from Iglesias. Here's the 0-2. It's a breaking ball that is foul tipped back into the netting. As a freshman, Iglesias made 25 appearances out of the pen. Finished with a record of 3-1, made 4 saves for the Dons. Pitched 54 innings. Only gave up 20 runs. This one waved at and missed. It's a strikeout of the number 3 hitter, Zach Semayoa. That'll bring up the number 4 hitter, Andrew Kirchner.
First baseman, number 29, Andrew Kirchner.
Iglesias finished with an ERA of 3.31 last year. He earned second team all-conference honors. This year he finished the regular season with an ERA of 2.53. Still earned second team all-conference, so back-to-back years of earning second team all-conference. No balls, no strikes. First pitch to Kirchner is ruled foul, right down the line by a couple of inches. Rocha laid out for that one and couldn't get to it. Kirchner grounded out to a fielder's choice in his last AB. Misses, 1-1 the count. One for 3 on the afternoon is the first baseman, Kirchner. On deck is the third baseman, Dylan Lena. Swung on and missed. Off-speed pitch. Had Kirchner off balance there. This one hit right up the middle. Can Thomas Williams get to it? He cannot, so it's going to get into center field. It's a single for Andrew Kirchner, his second single on the afternoon. And so with 2 outs, the Rustlers have a runner on first. That'll bring up the third baseman, Dylan Lena. Kirchner does have 3 stolen bases on the season. Rocha holding the runner at first. Swung on and missed. Looked like Lena was early on that one. He's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Did draw a walk back in the top of the second. Bottom of the second. Misses as well. It's a 2-1 count to the third baseman. On deck is Jack Salmon if the Rustlers are able to extend the inning. Catches the bottom half of the zone. 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first. Joey Iglesias still on the mound. Connor Deach still behind the plate. Here's the 2-2, breaking ball. Oh, that hits Lena. So Lena will be awarded first base after the hit by pitch. Advancing to second is Kirchner, and that'll bring up Jack Salmon, the co-MVP of the Orange Empire Conference, a very dangerous hitter.
Now batting, right fielder, number 15, Jack Salmon.
He had a loud ground rule double off the bat. Everyone here at the stadium thought it was going to go over the wall over there in right field. However, it one-hopped the wall. Big hack there, but he comes up empty. It's a no balls and 1 strike count to the right fielder. Salmon 2 for 2 on the day. Drew a walk back in the second as well. Big lead over there at second. This one misses. 1-1 the count. This one swung on miss. Another power fastball by Iglesias, ramping up the miles per hour there on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rustlers were able to get 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th and 1 run in the 5th. Have been kept off the scoreboard since. Oh, this one misses everything as Connor Deach wasn't even able to get a glove on it. Kirchner goes to 3rd, and Lena goes to 2nd. Wow. Looks like there's going to be time called. Looks like the umpire is going to check Joey Iglesias. Maybe if Iglesias had some sticky substances around his arm. Two balls, 2 strikes. Runners on 2nd and 3rd here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 2-2 to Salmon. This one foul tipped into the net. On deck is the shortstop, Robert Castillo. Lena's the runner on 2nd. Kirchner the runner at 3rd. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the 2-2 for once again. This one in the dirt. A nice pick there. A backhand pick by Connor Deach. Because if that one gets away, it's a run for Golden West. 3 balls, 2 strikes is the count. Looks like the control is deserting Joey Iglesias here. Really had to labor to get this final 3rd out after picking up the first 2 outs relatively quickly. This one hit on the ground weakly to 2nd. Thomas, no, it's going to say it hit off the foot of Jack Salmon. So next pitch will be number 40 for Joey Iglesias. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Bottom of the 7th. Here's the full count pitch from Iglesias to Salmon. This one fouled back once again. Salmon's on it. Here's the 3-2 once again. Iglesias powers a fastball past Jack Salmon for out number 3. A big strikeout there by Joey Iglesias. Rustlers are down to their final 6 outs. We move to the top of the 8th. 3-4-5 due up for the Dons. We'll see who's still out there on the mound. It's still going to be Jake Rice on the mound for the Golden West Rustlers when we come back after this commercial break.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Back here for the top of the 8th inning. Jimmy Leanda will lead things off. Jake Rice still on the mound. First pitch is in there on the inner half. Strike one. First pitch strike by the freshman from Brea Linda High School. Dons lead 10-3 here in the top of the 8th. Looking for some insurance runs. This one misses. Dons lost the first game today by a score of 18-1 to Santa Barbara City. This one misses downstairs. And so because they lost, they had to take on Golden West, the host team here in the Super Regionals. They jumped out to an early 4-0 lead in the first inning and never looked back. They put 6 more runs up in the 7th. This one misses outside, 3-1. The Rustlers did put up 2 in the 4th and then 1 in the 5th, but have been kept off the scoreboard since. This one poked out into right center, but right there is Jack Salmon. He was shaded towards right center, so it's out number 1 to lead off the top of the 8th.
Now back to Santa Ana, number 7, Mikey Rocha.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Mikey Rocha, and while Rocha steps in, let's go ahead and see if we have some score updates from around the 3C2A. In the bottom, the 11th, Riverside and Cerritos are all tied up at 3 apiece. First pitch misses to Rocha. Cuesta and Palomar are tied at 7-7. That game in the bottom of the 9th. And Fullerton trails LA Valley 8-4. That game in the bottom of the 5th. This one's hit high up into the air. Garcia's going to give a look. Is it going to be in play? It is, and Garcia makes the catch. Nice play there by the sophomore catcher. Taking off the mask. So if Fullerton loses that game to LA Valley, they're eliminated from the playoffs. Same thing for Cuesta. If they lose that game, they are eliminated from the playoffs, as well as Riverside City. First pitch misses low to Matthew Dobson. 1-0 the count. Keon Sanchez, the DH, on deck. That's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. This one hit into the air towards the right side, but it's going to go foul. 1-2 the count to the third baseman, Matthew Dobson. Hit towards the same side over there in the pool area. First batter that Jake Rice faced this afternoon was Connor Deach. Walked him and walked Christian Altamirano. This one tapped foul over towards the left side. Then he was able to get a ground out for out number 2. He walked Thomas Williams and then got Jake Long to ground out to short. This one misses in the dirt. Two balls, 2 strikes to Matthew Dobson. Watches this one miss outside. 3-2. The DH, Keon Sanchez, is on deck. This one hit right up the middle, and that's going to hit over the bag at second base and get into center field for a 2-out single. So 10-3 is the score. It's a 2-out single for the Dons here in the top of the 8th. That'll bring up the freshman Keon Sanchez. He had a big RBI single back in the top of the 7th. 1 for 4 on the afternoon. The Dons sent 11 batters to the plate back in the top of the 7th inning. They're able to come away with 6 runs. This one misses outside, 1-0 the count. Dobson goes from first and he swipes second. No throw by Aiden Garcia, so it's a stolen base for Matthew Dobson. Runner on second now in scoring position. It's a 2-0 count to Keon Sanchez. This one misses upstairs, a 3-0 count. On deck is the right fielder Carson Case. Next pitch will be number 30 for Jake Rice. This one finds the zone, 3-0 the count. 3-1 now the count. Two outs, runner on second. Dons lead 10-3 here in the top of the 8th. This one misses downstairs, so it's ball 4, a 5-pitch walk. Back-to-back walks issued. No. First walk of the inning issued by Jake Rice.
Now batting for Santa Ana, number 5, Carson Case.
So runners on first and second. At least the Rustlers will have a play at any infield base. The left-handed hitting right fielder steps into the batter's box. Carson Case, watch first pitch, misses inside, 1-0 the count. This one fouled back, out of play, 1-1 the count. Due up in the home half of the 8th inning. 7-8-9, Robert Castillo, Rocco Caballero, and Dom Porter due up for the Rustlers in the home half of the inning. This one foul tipped off the mask of Aiden Garcia. Moves the count now to 1-2. Dons have 10 runs off of 7 hits, no errors. Golden West has 3 runs, 5 hits, and also has 3 errors. 2 of those errors came in the 7th inning, and it was a big inning for the Dons, so those errors came back to bite the Rustlers. This one misses in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the right fielder. On deck is the catcher Connor Deach. This one hit into the air pretty well over in right field, but Jack Salmon going to camp under it and record it for out number 3. So the Dons do get 2 runners on. However, they strand both those runners. We transition to the bottom of the 8th. 7-8-9 due up for the Golden West Rustlers. Dons still lead 10-3 here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College, where it leads.
Back here for the bottom of the 8th inning, Robert Castillo will lead things off, followed by Rocco Caballero and then Dom Porter. Rustlers haven't scored since the bottom of the 5th inning. They were able to score on that inning thanks to a walk with 1 out by Caleb Duncan. It was back-to-back walks issued by Jackson and Deal, then a single that scored Caleb Duncan from second as he was able to advance to second on the wild pitch. It was Zach Samayoa who had the RBI single. But after a fielder's choice by Andrew Kirchner and a strikeout by Dylan Lena, the Rustlers weren't able to capitalize with runners on first and third and add some insurance runs. Joey Iglesias still on the mound. 6 more outs to record here in this game. This one hit foul towards the right side and lands in the first base dugout. 0-1 the count to Robert Castillo. Again, this is game number 2 of the 3C2A Southern California Regionals, hosted by Golden West College. We're here at Fred Hoover Field. This one swung on and missed. Power fastball in the inner half. Down to now shades about 7 steps over towards right center. This one misses outside. 1-2 the count. Shortstop hitting from the right side. This one swung on and missed. Another fastball by Iglesias, and it's another strikeout for the right-hander. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Now batting second baseman, number 7, Rocco Caballero.
And that'll bring up the second baseman, Rocco Caballero. Caballero was hit by a pitch in his last AB. We've seen the second baseman make some nice plays in the field as well. Both Altamirano and Dobson take about 3 steps over towards their left. 1-0 the count as this first pitch misses high and outside. This one misses. Connor Deach wasn't able to glove it as well. 2-0 the count. Here's the 2-0 from Iglesias. This one misses down and in. So it's now quickly a 3-hole hole for Iglesias. This one catches the zone. 3-1 the count. On deck is the left fielder Dom Porter. In the top of the 9th inning, the Dons will send up 8-9-1. This one misses upstairs. It's now a 5-pitch walk to the number 8 hitter, Rocco Caballero.
Now batting left fielder, number 5, Dom Porter.
So that'll bring up the left fielder, Dom Porter. He watches the first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. It's the leadoff hitter on deck, Caleb Duncan. Runner on first is Rocco Caballero. This one's blooped over into left field. That's going to fall for a single, so a walk followed by a single. And the Rustlers are back in business. Here in the bottom of the 8th, they're chasing 7 runs. They don't need to all get it back at once. However, if they could claw back and get some runs here and then some in the 9th.
Back at the top of the line for the Rustlers. Now batting center fielder, number 8, Caleb Duncan.
Caleb Duncan will step into the batter's box. 0 for 3. Did draw a walk back in the 5th inning and came around to score. He grounded out into a huge double play, an inning-ending double play back in the 6th inning. This one catches the inner half. 0-1 the count. That was pitch number 52 for Joey Iglesias. Runners on first and second. 1 out. This one hit into right center. Carson Case going to go back on it. Still going back, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Tagging from second to third is Rocco Caballero. So treat that as a sac fly. Porter stays at first base. So Porter at first, Caballero at third. And that'll bring up the catcher, Aiden Garcia. The left-hander flew out to center field in his last AB. He's 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Did draw a walk back in the 5th inning. Again, the pitching staff here by the Dons did a nice job of limiting the base runners between batters 7 through 9 and then 1 and 2. Rocha holding the runner at first. Pretty decent sized lead over there for Dom Porter. This one catches the zone. It's a strike. 1-1 the count to Aiden Garcia. On the season, Porter 1 of 3 in stolen base attempts this year. So now it looks like Joey Iglesias will be attended to, maybe a cut on his finger. He tossed the ball in frustration just now and walked off the mound, and it will be seen by the trainer, home plate umpire monitoring. Looks like he's getting a wrap of some sort. Again, hope Joey Iglesias is okay. We'll go ahead and check on some of the scores from around the 3C2A. Some tight ball games between Cuesta and Palomar and Riverside City and Cerritos last time we checked. Score final, Cerritos defeated Riverside City 4-3, so they eliminated Riverside City College, and it'll be a best of 3 between Cerritos and Long Beach City College for the remainder of that SoCal Regional, Super Regional. Cuesta still tied with Palomar 7-7, the game in the bottom of the 10th. And LA Valley still leading Fullerton College 8-4, that game in the bottom of the 6th. Remember, Santa Barbara City, Mount Sac, Long Beach City, and Saddleback were the 4 winners of game number 1 here at the 3C2A Super Regionals in the SoCal region. Joey Iglesias still being attended to. Be interesting to see if Iglesias could still come back out there and pitch. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th, so only 4 more outs to record of Golden West. Time 10-3 is the score here in the bottom of the 8th. Still waiting on Joey Iglesias to see if he'll be good to go and continue to pitch in this game. Don't know if anyone's warming up, but we can only assume someone's warming up in the Dons bullpen. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Dons defeated the Warriors of El Camino College in 2 games last weekend to advance to this round. Golden West defeated San Diego City in 2 games to advance and host this Super Regional, while Santa Barbara City defeated Mount San Jacinto in 2 games last weekend to advance to this round. So those are the 3 teams here in the Super Regional hosted by Golden West College at Fred Hoover Field. Pretty nice day for baseball. Temperatures never really got above mid-70s. Just past 6 p.m. now here, local time, in the city of Huntington Beach. Scoring got started back in the first inning. It was a leadoff single, then an error by the third baseman, Dylan Lena. Jimmy Leona drew a walk, and then it was a grand slam for Mikey Rocha. That put the Dons up 4-0 early on in the first, and they really never looked back. In the bottom of the bottom of the fourth, the Rustlers responded with 2 runs of their own. It was a walk followed by a single, and then a 2 RBI single by Jack Salmon that scored 2 runs. Both Zach Samayoa and Andrew Kirchner came in to score. Then in the bottom of the fifth, the Rustlers were starting to get to Jackson Andeel, and they were able to score thanks to an RBI single by Zach Samayoa, and Caleb Duncan came around to score. However, in the 7th inning, the Dons were able to really pull away. They let Grant Ferris into the game. They left Grant Ferris into the game deep into the 7th inning in his 4th inning of work, and he ran into some trouble. It was an error followed by a hit by pitch, then another error, then followed by a walk, and then followed by a single by Matthew Dobson. Then there was another RBI single by Keon Sanchez, followed by a walk, and RBI ground out by Christian Altamirano. And finally, they were able to record the 3rd and final out, but not before 6 more runs came across in the bottom of the 7th. So it does look like Joey Iglesias now will make the march back to the mound. Whatever he was dealing with seems to have been patched up. Really kind of slowing the pace down of the game. It was a quick pace early on in the game after that 4-run first inning for the Santa Ana Dons. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Still for Aiden Garcia. No. Yes, Aiden Garcia. This one runs outside. 2-1 the count. The DH, Zach Samayoa. On deck. Runner on first is Don Porter. This one hit high up into the air. Left fielder Jake Long going to call off the shortstop, Altamirano, and Long makes the catch for out number 3. So after that long pause there to attend to Iglesias' hand or finger, he's able to record the 3rd and final out. Rustlers are down to their final 3 outs here as we transition to the top of the 9th. Dons lead 10-3. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Looks like we have a new pitcher to tell you about. Be Braden, wearing number 25, Braden Cook. Redshirt sophomore from Marina High School. We'll tell you a little bit more about Braden Cook when we come back after this break.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
So new pitcher to tell you about here in the top of the 9th. Wearing number 25, it's a sophomore, Braden Cook. He's made 7 appearances thus far for the Rustlers this season. Through 4 innings of work, he's given up 9 hits, 14 earned runs, 10 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's one of the arms at the end of the bullpen for the Golden West Rustlers. Again, you have to be smart strategically on how you use your arms. In order to make it out of this round, you have to at least play 3 games. If the Rustlers lose this one, we'll have to at least play 4 the fourth pitcher of the afternoon we're seeing for the Rustlers. They started with the starting pitcher, A.J. Hernandez, the lefty, only went 3 innings. Other than that 4-run first inning that he gave up, he was able to kind of limit the damage that the Dons were able to do offensively. Then Grant Ferris really came in and kept the Dons at bay during the middle innings, went 3 1/3 innings. However, he did give up a lot of runs in the 7th inning alone. He gave up 2 hits total, 6 runs, came across, 4 of which were earned. Did strike out 3 batters. Then Jake Rice came in relief back in the top of the 7th, got the final out and worked another inning. He gave up 1 hit, issued 30 walks and faced 9 batters. Didn't allow a run. All those runs were charged to Grant Ferris. Now we're seeing the 4th arm, Braden Cook. First batter he'll face is Connor Deach. This one misses high. It's a first pitch ball. Deach worked a walk in his last AB and then singled back in the 6th. He's 1 for 2. Came in substitution of Abel Castrejón, who was 0 for 1 on the afternoon. He took a wild pitch off the wrist, and it looked like Castrejón had to go see the trainer. His afternoon was done, so the sophomore from Mission Viejo came in relief. Here's the 2-0. Misses the zone as well, so 3 straight balls by the new pitcher. Braden Cook, a sophomore from Marina High School, just down the street here from Golden West College. This one misses the zone as well, so now it's a 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Christian Altamirano.
Now batting shortstop, number 3, Christian Altamirano.
This one runs upstairs and inside to Christian Altamirano as he had to duck out of the way of that one. 1-0 the count. Runner on first is Connor Deach. Dons lead 10-3 here. They have 10 runs off 7 hits, no errors. Rustlers have 3 runs off 6 hits and 3 errors defensively. Braden Cook on the mound. Pitching from the first base side of the rubber. Aiden Garcia still behind the plate. Dylan Lena at third. Robert Castillo at short. Rocco Caballero at second. And Andrew Kirchner at first. Here's the 2-0, and this one misses inside. 7 straight balls here by the new pitcher. Tom Porter in left field. Caleb Duncan in center, and it's the right fielder Jack Salmon rounding off the defense. This one misses upstairs, well upstairs, and it's back-to-back walks issued by Braden Cook. Now looks like Aiden Garcia is going to go ahead and talk over to Braden. Thomas Williams, the next man to hit for the Santa Ana Dons. Long day for Santa Ana College. Their day started, first pitch was at 11 a.m., but they were warming up plenty early before that. They lost to Santa Barbara City by a score of 18-1 and had to play a win or go home scenario for Game 2 of the 3C2A Super Regionals. Currently up 10-3 in the top of the 8th. Deach over at second, Altamirano at first. Here's the first pitch to Thomas Williams. This one does catch the outer half. 0-1 the count. Williams reached on an error in his last AB that came in the 7th inning. 1 for 3 in the afternoon. Also drew a walk back in the top of the second. Long pause from Braden Cook. Williams shows bunt, pulls it back, and now it's 1-1. Showing bunt once again, and Williams kind of jabs at that one. That one goes foul, and it's 1-2. Maybe helping out Braden Cook here. Ooh, breaking ball. Try to get him on the backdoor curve. However, it's ruled a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter. On deck is Jake Long, the left fielder. This one misses down and away in the dirt. Runs the count full, 3-2. Here's the 3-2 from Braden Cook. Thomas Williams checks his swing. However, the home plate umpire said he went around, so it's strike number 3.
Number 6, Jake Long.
So that was the first out of the inning. Kind of a half-hearted AB there by Thomas Williams. It's been a long day for the Santa Ana Dons. Played 2 games. Lost the first one 18-1. Leading the second one 10-3 here in the top of the 9th. First pitch to Jake Long is in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. This one misses downstairs. It's a 1-1 count to the left fielder. Long was hit by a pitch in his last AB. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Had a single back in the second. Came around a score after reaching on an error back on the top of the first. Misses upstairs. 2-1 the count. Long is a freshman from Lucerna High School. Few freshmen in this lineup for the Dons next year that you can look forward to and have some familiar names and faces. Guys like Jake Long, Keon Sanchez, Christian Altamirano. Those are the 3 that started plenty of games for the Dons this year. This one fouled off to the left side. Good contact, however, well foul. You also have both the catchers, Abel Castrejón and Isaac Fernandez, returning to the team next season. Also guys off the bench like Robert Linares, another freshman, Riker Billingsley. Guys who will get more opportunity next year as sophomores for Santa Ana College. We talked about how impactful those innings and starts were last year for guys like Matthew Dobson, Mikey Rocha, Jimmy Leanda as freshmen, especially to be a part of that 3C 2A state championship team now as the leading sophomores in the lineup this year. Braden Cook runs the count full to Jake Long. Here's the 3-2. This one swung on and fouled back. That was pitch number 20 by Braden Cook. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on first and second. This one hit into left center. That's going to fall. Deach going to be waved around to score from third. Being held up at second is Christian Altamirano. So it's an RBI single for Jake Long. (11-3) now is the score here at Fred Hoover Field. Christian Altamirano advances to second. First and second now for Jimmy De Anda. De Anda flew out to right field, reached on an error in his last 2 ABs. 0 for 4 on the afternoon. Did reach via a walk back in the first. Still looking for his first hit of the ball game. This one misses inside. 1-0 the count. This one misses upstairs. 2-0 the count. To the center fielder, Jimmy De Anda. Struck out looking back in the top of the 5th. That was against Grant Ferris. Misses his zone again. It's a 3-0 count to Jimmy De Anda. On deck is the first baseman, Mikey Rocha. This one does catch the bottom half of the zone. The first strike over for Braden Cook in this AB. Altamirano, the runner at second. Long, the runner at first. This one fouled out of play towards the right side into the area of the pool. Two balls and 2 strikes. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Misses upstairs, so Jimmy De Anda works a walk. Bases will be now loaded. Long advances to second, and Altamirano now to third. So looks like we're going to get a mound visit here as the pitching coach will go ahead and talk to Braden Cook. So new pitcher to tell you about, it'll be Braden Wellen wearing number 26. Going to try and get the final 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. We'll tell you a little bit more about Braden Wellen when we come back after this commercial break.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Back here at Fred Hoover Field, the new pitcher to tell you about wearing number 26. It's the freshman from Aliso Viejo High School, Braden Wellen. Wellen has made 5 appearances on the season for the Rustlers. Pitched 4 in the 3rd inning, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He'll be tasked with getting the final 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Dons already lead 11-3. Bases will be loaded. So a tough situation to come into. Pretty good sized turnout today here at Fred Hoover for all three teams. Again, the day started with Santa Barbara City and Santa Ana College. Santa Barbara City defeated Santa Ana by a score of 18-1. However, the Dons responded back in a win or go home scenario here in game number 2. Currently lead 11-3 and hoping to hang on to that lead for a victory here today. I believe that would mean there would be 2 games tomorrow. This one hit hard on the ground, past Lena at third. That's going to plate 2 more runs. The Onda's going to race for third and be in there standing. Getting in there with a double is Mikey Rocha. So it's a 2 RBI double for the first baseman. So both Jake Long and Christian Altamirano score. 2 more runs come across in this half of the inning. 13-3 is the score now, a 10-run lead. And first pitch swinging against the reliever, the new reliever, Braden Wellen, freshman from Aliso Viejo High School. This one almost hits Dobson. First base is open. Check swing. Peeled down to the umpire over by second base, and they said no, he didn't. So it's a 2-0 count. This one hit into the air into center field. Duncan going to go a couple steps back. Tagging up from third base is Jimmy Leanda. They're going to throw that one over to third. It's cut off by the shortstop, Castillo. So it's a sacrifice fly for Dobson. 1 more run comes across, the 4th of the inning. That'll bring up the pinch hitter, Robert Linares. Pinch hitting for the DH, Keon Sanchez.
Pitching for the Dons, number 31, Robert Linares.
Freshman from Warren High School. This one catches the inner half. It's a first pitch strike to Linares. Linares started 13 games for the Dons this season. Had 3 home runs and 13 RBIs. Hit .268 from the plate. Again, it was a battle at the beginning of the season between him and Keon Sanchez. Sanchez ended up edging out Linares for the everyday starting reps at DH. Breaking ball misses inside. 1-1 the count. This one swung on and missed. A big hack there by Linares, but he comes up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braden Wellen, 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. This one poked out to second base. Waiting on it is Caballero. Caballero throws over to first in time, so we now advance to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Rustlers are trailing by 11 runs. 14-3 is the score. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. So if the score holds up, there'll be 2 games tomorrow. Golden West will take on Santa Barbara City in game number 1. And I believe the winner of that game, or the loser of that game, will take on Santa Ana College. Be sure to stay up to date with the schedules for tomorrow. You can go to SACDons, SACDONS.com for the update schedule. You can also go onto the Golden West Rustlers website as well. But I believe it'll be the Rustlers and the Santa Barbara City Vaqueros facing off in the first game tomorrow. In the bottom of the 7th inning, LA Valley has an 8-6 lead over Fullerton College. We have two final scores. Cuesta went and lost to Palomar, so they're eliminated now from the playoffs. 8-7 was the final score. Palomar walked it off in the 10th inning. Cerritos also won in walk-off fashion by a score of 4-3. That game went final in the 11th inning. Again, Saddleback, Long Beach City, Mount SAC, and Santa Barbara City were the 4 teams to win early on today. So we'll see a new pitcher. It's going to be a left-hander, Rocco Garola. Sophomore from Mater Dei Catholic over in San Diego area.
Pitch hitting for the Rustlers, number 0, Tyler Combs.
So pinch hitters to tell you about, Tyler Cohens will take the leadoff AB here against Rocco Garola. Garola made 10 appearances this year for the Dons. This one poked right back up the middle to Williams over at second. Makes the throw over there to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for the new pitcher. In 13 innings of work, he gave up 20 hits, 9 runs, and 5 walks to go along with 13 strikeouts. Finished with an ERA of 6.07. Another pinch hitter to tell you is Dennis Fitzpatrick, the freshman from Corona Del Mar. Will pinch hit for Andrew Kirchner. First pitch is over for a strike. 0-1 the count. Again, the Rustlers should have the first game of the day tomorrow. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch there by Garola. Golden West will take on Santa Barbara City College. Again, you can always go onto the websites for either of these two teams, or you can go to the 3c2asports.org for an updated schedule. 14-3 is the score. 2 more outs remain here for the Dons in the home half of the 9th. Here's the 0-2. This one's hit into the air into shallow right field. Carson Case going to come on in and make the catch for out number 2.
Pitching for the Rustlers, number 42, Davis Hildenbrand.
So Davis Hildenbrand, sophomore from Cypress High School. Just up the street on Valley View Avenue. Getting his pinch hit ABs here for Dylan Lena. Swung on and missed. Garola making quick work of the pinch hitters here in the home half of the 9th. Here's the 0-2. Ooh, misses downstairs. A tough one to take there if you're Hildebrandt. 1-2 the count. Here's the 1-2 from Garola. Misses outside and upstairs. Squeezes out of Deitch's glove. So we're looking for the Dons tomorrow. They use their ace, Jackson Andil, and their best guy out of the bullpen, and Joey Iglesias. However, still have guys like C.J. Brown, Jack Meek, David Solowski, as well as Alan Huerta. available to pitch tomorrow. I'm assuming they'll go with Jack Meek. This one's the shallow blooper that falls into center field in front of Jimmy Leanda. It's a 2-out single. So Alec Castillo will now pinch hit for Jack Salmon.
Pinch hitting for the Rustlers, number 21, Alec Castillo.
Castillo hitting from the left side. Watches the first pitch in there. He's a redshirt sophomore from Norco High School. Came a long way from Norco to Huntington Beach. 1-1 the count. This one hit right up the middle. Altamirano is going to be able to step on the bag for the third and final out. So the final score here in game number 2 of the Super Regionals hosted by Golden West College. It's Santa Ana 14, Golden West 3. So Santa Ana fights off elimination here in game number 2 on this Thursday. There'll be 2 games Friday, as it should be Golden West and Santa Barbara City facing off in the first game tomorrow afternoon. First pitch scheduled for 11 a.m. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. For Cammie Lewis and everyone who helped out with the